But
Please
okay, if my Wi-Fi goes bad again, then I might have to scoot over. You're all festive, Shane.
I know. I just love lights.
Okay.
I love lights. I'm like,
I need a little fake Christmas tree.
This Christmas.
Mom. Wait, are we recording?
You said we were when you joined.
But like for real?
I mean, not yet.
Is
No,
it
we're waiting
ever
for
for
Ashley.
real?
You guys want to know something funny?
She emphasized asked
like,
that we were
don't put
recording
this on.
first.
She's like, don't put this on air.
That's what that means.
What is it?
Well, I was like dog sick all of last week, like starting Monday.
Oh shit.
I was like, oh shit. I was like, something's going around because everyone at my job keeps getting sick, even though we're not working together in person. So I'm like, what is this?
It's that crazy Wi-Fi again.
Yeah, right. That 5G in our veins, and so basically since Sunday, I think Sunday night was the last time I drank, and so I haven't drank for like, I can't do math so great, but I think that's like 7+ days, maybe 8 or something. That's how sick I was. Like I was just like, give me tea.
Are you okay?
I didn't go to the liquor store or anything. Today's the first day I feel a little bit better, so I cracked this open. It's my first and only drink because I don't have any more booze in my apartment.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Clink.
It's brisk, baby.
It's. Oh God!
Brisk
Please don't do
ice.
that again. That was super loud.
Oh, see, you were talking shit before about the mic, and now the mic is.
Did you get a new one?
It's just you were screaming.
Oh
It's the same
yeah.
little vibrator.
I forgot. It's the little chody one.
Just a little egg.
It's the little chubby.
Oh, cute.
Vibrating it.
Oh, cute.
I know about the egg.
Oh, look, Shane's all festive and shit.
Copycat. Ashley, you gotta say everything I said before you logged in. You're just gonna repeat everything I've said.
Oh, really?
Women are predictable.
Fuck.
Said that too. Sorry.
Fuck is my favorite word, though. I'm allowed.
Fuck is your
Are you
favorite word?
drinking?
It's not like a drank, it's a drink.
Drink,
Mhm.
drunk.
Mm.
Uh-oh, is it already that time of night for the married man? Or for the other married man?
Who's married?
Oh,
Who's
God.
married? What?
On her phone. You can't see what she's doing though. What she got there?
Oh, she's trying to hit him with a pot.
Bing.
Do it.
Jiffy
Do
Pop.
it.
And I'm
Do
good.
it. Do. Oh wait, she can't hear us. Take it.
You have to.
Darius, blink twice if you're in trouble, if you're in danger. Well, on that note, welcome to episode 24 of the Maybe Next Week podcast. Tater is working her new noble job with all the animals, so she'll be back next week.
On the corner.
We're gonna have our 25th near the 25th.
Near the 25th. That's not funny.
What?
Our 25th
You realize that that's 11 days away. That'll be on December 14th that we're doing the 25th episode. Just I know it's the Christmas episode, but
I mean, you could wait till the 25th to then,
the postage, sure.
Yeah.
We could. But okay. So we haven't been here for 3 weeks. Bex hasn't been here for 4 weeks. Because you weren't in the last episode, right? No. Exactly.
Has it been 4 weeks?
For
It
you.
hasn't been 4 weeks.
That's like
For
a whole.
Bex it has. For us it's been 3.
That's like a whole pregnancy or something. What happened?
Almost, yeah.
I mean,
Uh,
if you think so.
Yeah, sure.
great high school biology. Anyway,
Mhm, mhm.
I mean, we're getting.
I went too dark with that one. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't put the Supreme Court on there because they haven't made a ruling yet, but we can always talk about it in episode 25, 11 days from the 25th. But so that's like a lead-in.
Yeah.
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 We're off to a
we're
great
not,
funny
we're
start.
not saying transition anymore.
Thanks.
Nice.
No, it's a lead-in to next week. We'll transition then. So how's everyone's, basically their month been?
Regular.
yep.
How's the
Sorry,
Bae
just-
Tour? Any updates on the Bae Tour, Ashley?
What shenanigans?
It's a big goose egg at this point.
It's
I
the
feel like
holiday.
you're just leaving the bad stuff out.
Mhm.
No,
has
like
to
I
be
mean,
bad
there are
stuff.
conversations that happen. I just actually haven't been out with anybody.
You know what it is, Ashley?
It's cold
It's-
out. Are they really worth it? Meh.
It's at the holidays. It's almost the 25th. The holidays are here. People are
Well,
like,
yeah, I am busy, so that's the other thing.
it's not even that. It's that people
Do
who
I waste time on person who I'm not really sure about? Maybe question mark.
but also people are like, okay, who is the hottest in their costume at Thanksgiving? I'll stick with them for the next 2 months, and then like on New Year's, I'll dump them right before midnight when I find someone new, and the whole dating pool reopens in January. So come January, you're
Yeah.
gonna be killing it because everyone's
Okay,
shacked
so
up for the
you're-
holidays
So you're expecting some updates come
in
January.
January. Yes, in 2022.
Yeah, a lot of people will be single again by then.
It'll be
Everyone
your
just doesn't
year.
want to be alone for the holidays, so they like keep dating whoever they've been blanking or
And
whatever.
now,
They kinda stuck with them.
Rebecca's repeating what I'm saying instead of Ashley.
I'm
repeating what
agreeing
Rebecca's
with
saying. Yes,
you.
okay, thank you.
And I'm also saying that, like, leases end,
Leases end.
at the end of December and
The-
January. So then people are like, oh, I don't love you anymore. Boom.
That's a good way of putting it. Lease's end. Oh, look at this. That's actually his house, though. That's actually his house. It's just you put up the. Wow, that looks good. Keep it like that.
Thank you. Unfortunately, I'm blocking the stupid tree.
Well, that's okay. That's okay. You're small enough to be hung on
just
it.
shrink yourself.
Mhm.
Wait,
Ha-
I want a cool background. Let's see what I can do here.
How have you been,
Oh.
Balls?
I've
How are the
been
kids?
tested positive for COVID.
Yes, how are the kids?
They're good. They're good. They will be released. They will get freedom on the 9th is technically their last day of
Home quarantine.
Quarantine?
quarantined. Yeah. So I had it. I tested positive. I mean, I had a low fever. This was a week before Thanksgiving. I had a low fever. Didn't feel too well on Wednesday. I was working from home on Wednesday, but it didn't feel too well. Woke up at about 4 a.m. on Thursday. Took my temperature again. It was 100.4, so I called out sick. Was normal fever-wise all day. I had somewhat of a runny nose. I had a cough. It really just felt like a cold, thankfully at that time. And then I went to work on Friday because my temperature was normal, so I decided to just go to work. I had used some days because of the birth of my daughter and all that, so I didn't want to keep using days. Luckily on Fridays, like half the department is work from home. I'm in like a 4-person, not really. There's 4 cubes, but we're kind of near each other somewhat, and the 3 other people around me were all work from home or off that day. Unfortunately, I did go into the assistant supervisor's office, even though we both had masks on. I notified the supervisor. I notified HR and told them that when I did test positive that I was in his office, and I did have lunch with a coworker in the cafeteria area, but it was there was a long table and we sat on like either ends, like the head and the front and the back. But whatever, either way, I notified them as well. And ironically, a guy I used to work with who retired, he hit me up and was just like, hey, you want to go for lunch? This was Friday. And I called him up and I said, I'm really not feeling too well. So, I want to cancel it because I know, he's a cancer survivor. He's a little older. He's in his 60s. And it's just like, better safe than sorry. And I'm kind of glad that I did. So anyway, so Friday, I ended up going to see Ghostbusters.
Oh no.
Yeah,
I saw it too.
it was great. But anyway,
But you killed all the
I'm sure we
fans.
talk about that. Well, the theater that we were at, I was telling Shane that the theater that we were at, the seats lounge back, they lay back, and so there was actually a big distance between, and we were in the front row. There was nobody to the left of me, so that was ironic that happened. I totally expected my wife and my daughter to test positive because we got the family size bucket of popcorn. All of our hands are in it, whatever. Saturday, I go food shopping and I just tell my wife, I says, I just feel a bit run down and tired. I don't want to continue going food shopping because apparently we got to go to like 35 different stores. So we stopped off to get pizza and I had a slice and then I looked at my wife and she's like, what's up? And I was like, I can't really taste this. She's like, what? She's like, you want to go get tested? I'm like, yeah. So I said, wait, let me do one more test. And I call it the, I said it was the Dago test, but it was the Italian test. We take the grated Parmesan cheese, and I literally was like, nope, can't smell it. Poured a
Oh,
ton onto
no.
my, didn't smell it. Took hand sanitizer, rubbed all around the outside of the Parmesan cheese because it's, universals for everyone. So I wanted to make sure that was clean, whether the store does it or not. And then I was just like, so we ran to the outlet mall, had an urgent care that only does tests. And we got there and I did the rapid test. They closed. I did it at 7. They closed at 7:30, but they called me at 7:30 when I was home. Said I tested positive. So the next day, I had my mother-in-law who lives with me, my wife, and my 2 daughters go out and get a rapid test. They all tested negative, thankfully. But like I said, that was the Saturday of the week of Thanksgiving. So I was home all that week of Thanksgiving, and I was scheduled to come back that following Wednesday. When Tuesday night, my daughter had 100.3 again. And I looked at my wife and I said, she had 100.3 the Monday before I got sick. So that Wednesday when I had it, she had 100.3 on Sunday and on Monday. And then she was Sunday. She was normal all day Monday and then went to school on Tuesday because that's what you have to do apparently. They got to be normal for 24 hours. So anyway, I looked at my wife and I just was like, why don't you all go get tested again? Listen, it's free. It's 10 minutes away. Just go. So I said, ask for both tests now because I had gotten a little more educated with the tests. And when they showed up, they closed at 7 that day. And it was like just before 6:30, but because she had to wait online, they were like, well, nope, it's 6:32. So we can't do the rapid. So whatever. So it was a scary 24 hours because, we didn't know what was up. We didn't know if they had it. My mother-in-law was freaking out. And then, she has COPD. She's a little older. She still smokes, whatever, it's not the cigarettes, right? So, this whole time I'm in contact with Shane. I'm letting him know what's up. I get an email at like 11:30 at night, and it's there of the next day, and it shows the results. It's so weird, that PCR result. It says detected, not detected.
Yeah.
So, and I'm like, Shane, what does this mean? And he's like, I don't know. We're looking it up.
I'm texting, cause I have a friend who works with the New York City Department of Health, and I have friends who are nurses, and then friends whose families work in the hospital system who all tested positive at some point, and no one could really make heads or tails of it.
The only thing I did notice was that it said it's like SARS, whatever the code is, COVID-19, and that is in red, and it says detected in red, and it says not detected in red. So I call up the lab, who somehow answered at this crazy time, and they're like, I told them, I says, I have the results for my daughter, yada yada. It's telling me detected, not detected. What does that mean? He's like, I can't tell you what, their results. And I was like, I'm not asking you what their results are. I'm asking you what it means. And basically he said that you go by whatever the first thing is. So I'm like, okay. So I said to my wife, this is what they're telling me. We can obviously wait. I go, let's assume they have it, right? I go, they're not going to go to school tomorrow. Let's wait till we get a call. Department of Health apparently got hammered in Orange County for, I guess people went and got it during Thanksgiving break or whatever it was, because Orange County didn't get back to me for 2 days later. And I don't know what took them so long, Department of Health, because technically I could just be like, oh, I don't know what it is, and then go run amok outside. Normally, like with me, when I tested positive, they contacted me the next morning. It was Sunday, but they still got, no, they got back to me. They got back to me on Monday, but I did get a notification through my phone. I got a text from them that said that I was positive. But this time in Orange County, for both my daughters, I didn't get any notification until like 2 days later. But anyway, my mother-in-law and wife got their results the next day, and theirs was in blue, and it said not detected, and that was it. So I said, okay, so they're positive. I said, it's either they're positive or it's inconclusive. But to me, if it was inconclusive, it would say inconclusive. It should just say positive or negative or whatever, as opposed to detected, not. So anyway,
you just want to pee on a stick and it come out and say yes.
Yeah,
or no.
right. Just a picture of a baby, or is it like
Pregnant
baby lemon
or not
baby? Lemon's a
pregnant.
wild card.
Lemon scented, baby.
So
No, draw
that's the
two.
Simpsons.
That's
I mean,
that's
we've all been there, right?
Maybe just you, Shane. I don't
Maybe
know.
just you.
I am.
I think so. I think that's
Hey,
the
look,
case.
just
have those kind of
getting off
problems.
topic a little bit. I just remember when it went from 10 minutes to 3 minutes, and that was amazing because that was a long 10 minutes back when you were a teenager. Anyway, go on, Dave.
Dollar
What?
store, man. Get them at the dollar store. Don't go to CVS or Rite Aid.
God,
No.
if you had like a little
No.
a little Bronx Zoo baby.
100% dollar store pregnancy tests work. I'm telling you.
It's
Anyway.
like part snake,
Um,
part gorilla.
so,
Shane.
yeah, so
Slytherin.
they had
Part
a
of the zoo.
quarantine. I called up my HR again and was like, hey, so guess what? So they're like, so now your kid's tested positive? I'm like, yep. I go, here's the
Tell
results.
them what they wanted though. They wanted proof. Can I say it? They wanted. Okay,
Yeah.
I'll say it. They wanted written proof that he was their father. Written proof of where they're
My
at,
payroll
where they
department wanted
live,
this.
where they live.
Residents. Proof of
Because
residents.
a 2-month-old is gonna get bills sent to the house,
Yeah, absolutely.
or
Why
even an
doesn't she have her own
8-year-old.
card?
I mean, I don't
Yeah.
have proof that
Yeah.
my daughter lives with me.
Fucking ridiculous. And then of
Super
course the
weird,
positive
but people
test.
do lie about COVID a lot, but still, like, why do
Yeah.
They do, but at that point, it's just
Care.
like, come on, man. Like ugh.
The head of HR, actually, surprisingly, I don't know why she likes me, but because most of the time, most HRs don't because I speak my mind. But anyway,
And because you break all the policies.
wait, no, only some. But anyway, so
Can't
no,
listen
she
to
was fine.
office.
I had told her, she's like, yep, I got your email. I see all the positive results. She's like, okay, she's like, okay, I'm sorry. I hope blah blah blah. I'm like, yep. So I was like, okay, I was like, I'll see you whenever. So she's like,
Whenever.
take care. And then payroll was the one that was like, we need this, we need that. And the Department of Health, I had sent them the positive test results already. I sent it to them and HR right away because I knew what to do for me. And then she was like, yeah, we need all this. We need proof of residence, proof of relation, something
Wait,
else.
did
So
Bex fall down?
I would have asked them. I would have been like, what does that proof looks like?
Sorry, I was trying
Well-
to cough without disrupting.
well, I sent them her birth certificate.
She's like
I sent them the
Tay
birth
Zonday.
certificates, which lists me as the father. It's so funny because my wife goes, that doesn't mean you're the father. It just means that I told them that you're the father. And I'm like, yeah, pretty much.
Whoa, are we having
All
a
right.
revelation? Was she trying to tell you something?
No,
We'll
but that's
read.
legitimately how the birth certificate is.
I knew
It's
that
like-
new kid had too much hair.
It's like, have you seen me? it's yeah, the birth certificate just basically what Christina filled out when we were at the hospital. But anyway, so yeah, I sent them that. I sent them. They were waiting for CDC's Department of Health's stay-at-home order, and I'm like, they haven't sent it to me, and I've been on the phone with them like 3 times, and I called them back the next day, or I called them that day 3 more times. Finally, they realized. I'm like, what email do you have on file for me? And then they had an email that was incorrect. There was an extra letter, and then they were like,
They
okay, you'll
put-
get it.
They put 3 L's on the balls.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, the government.
So yeah. So they finally sent it to me. So I sent it to my my payroll. But I told them, I go, I still don't have proof that my daughter lives here. I could send you a picture with today's newspaper and her saying like,
I could send you one for every day of the week. Then.
yeah, like, what do you? I mean, I understand that there are some. Yes, there's plenty of people that live separately from their kids or whatever. But like, I mean, come on.
Yeah, that's
You know?
ridiculous.
I mean, this is probably I'm not trying to have like a rude question here, but like, you're married though, so like,
Yeah.
what are they confused about? Like, wouldn't you like? I could maybe think of that if like you were separated or something, or not
I
married.
mean, they could be separated.
Like having the
and no one knows.
question, but
It could be someone else's. It could be a kid through a different marriage or a different. Either doesn't matter. The point is
Yeah.
like, how do I prove a 2-month-old lives with me?
yeah,
Right.
they don't really
Aside
get
from
mail.
Today's newspaper.
Just
and
take
her
a
next
video of you sleeping and then her waking you up with her crying.
Yeah, right. Yeah, when
It's
it's
like,
when
but then
everyone
you have
says,
to
"Oh,
prove
she's
that
so
the
cute."
baby's real, so
Yep.
then that's difficult too.
I'm like, I gave you the birth certificate, and I gave you this, and I gave you that. But anyway,
Might be
so
like
yeah.
Darius's child on stills and just came out. It was a doll with afterbirth on it, you know.
You have to send them
So-
a tissue sample, or it's not real.
So I'm due to return back to work on
Just
Friday.
yeah,
That doesn't make any sense either.
What?
like make sure you get that Friday in.
I was gonna say just Come back Monday.
I mean,
remote.
my
Doesn't
job
everyone
is-
work remote at your job?
my
like you
job's
said
kind
on
of dumb.
Fridays?
Our deputy commissioner apparently started yesterday. Everyone's back full time because you got to be vaccinated. And if you're vaccinated, oh wait, you can still get it. Never mind, because I got it.
Makes no
Yeah.
fucking sense.
We
All
will
about
talk
the bottom
about that
line.
more later.
We will.
HR was like, my HR department was like, if you don't mind me asking, are you vaccinated? Oh no, she said at first she said
Ooh,
that.
they're not supposed to ask that.
She did say that. She
Yeah, they're not
asked, and
supposed to.
I told her, I said, yep, I'm vaccinated. She goes, okay. She goes, oh wow, you're a breakthrough case. And I was like, there's nothing in the vaccine that doesn't say you cannot get it, and it doesn't say you cannot pass it. I go, our deputy commissioner believes that you can't, but it's totally possible. And
Totally
then
do it, yeah.
she ended up calling me back because she said that the Department of Health asked her for the lot number of the vaccine. So I was like, okay, no problem. I
Yeah,
got no
write her
problem
up.
giving it to her.
Write her up and
cares?
get
What,
the
they
most
think
out
it's
of it.
a defective batch?
Who knows? Maybe maybe they can figure out that it's for statistics. I don't know.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Your
You know?
HR team should be better than this, though.
It's
Yeah.
it's the county.
Well, I'm glad. We're all glad you're okay, and especially
Yeah,
your
same.
your kiddos. You know, that's
And the
Yeah, the
munchkins.
baby's a little congested every now and then,
Oh.
usually during sleep time, but that's really about it. So
yeah, those because you know they're kids.
my
Suppose-
daughter's like, this tastes weird, and I was like, but can you still taste it? She's like, yeah. My taste is coming back slowly.
Oh, that's good.
Pay attention because apparently your hair will fall out more.
It's not everybody.
What?
No,
Are you wishing him
Yeah.
evil?
I'm just saying, like,
Haven't
just
noticed.
pay attention.
Just pay
If
attention.
you need some, I have. I'll get.
Wait, wait,
My wife has
rewind.
plenty,
What,
too.
Ashley?
I have
if-
hair.
If you get
I do.
COVID, you bald, or
Oh no! Not that you go bald, but you do
One of the side
start
effects.
losing-
you'll never have to wax again.
I know, right?
So exciting.
Oh, it hurts so much, and it gets bright red.
Bex is back, ladies and gentlemen. So who else had any eventful
So I had an
month?
exciting month.
I had fun.
So much fun.
You had fun. You're like, I went to games, and then I had. Well, you're out a lot. I like following your life. I live vicariously through you because you actually have like a social life, and it's quite nice. She was making gingerbread houses.
No,
and
yeah,
she's
Ashley has like group activity.
karaoke. She's like, Omicron ain't a thing. I'm out.
And she
So
goes
I
to
finally,
work.
I finally actually met all of my colleagues for the first time in person. So I started with this company in January during COVID. So I've never actually physically met like most of them in person. So
Any,
I finally
any of them
got to, like,
fuckable?
a lot of them, but they're all like in dedicated relationships or
Dedicated.
married.
Don't.
Like
don't.
Beck said, the lease is up soon.
No, but also just like don't at
No.
work.
No,
Not
no,
the
no. Yeah,
serious
I
stuff.
agree with her. Like there are a lot of cute ones and they're nice to look at, and that's about it.
Plus, because if anyone's available at your job and they're down for it, then they've probably like messed with everyone else, and then it just becomes this gross little incestuous
That's
tangled
right.
web.
That's right. I would
You don't
never
want to
do that.
share coffee cups with everybody you know.
Right. I would.
You mean you never do that
I would,
again?
I would never do that ever. I never have in my entire life.
And you want to
again.
also
Ever.
Again.
Ever.
Never. No
Ever.
interns, no nothing.
Ever.
Never
I
again.
mean,
no
Never.
cigars, no cigars.
Never have I have
Cigars.
not had sexual
Yeah, no
relations with any
Wow.
interns
But like, you want to be
Anymore.
the unattainable
or
hot
any
girl
actresses.
that's professional at work, not like. dang,
That's
she
true,
got
too.
drunk at
That's
the
definitely
holiday
gonna be-
party.
That's how you get free stuff.
Right.
That's how you get the best gifts at Christmas time.
But it's also how you like you have them on file for whenever you're like done with the job, and then like, oh, stars have aligned, and then you're already friends with all their friends. You gotta think long game. Plus, once you get to know them, they're probably not gonna be hot anymore, and they'll suck, and then you'll have to see them all the time. So I'm saying this is someone who's had lots of friends. Just fudge it up. Now, if it's just for
Playing
fun,
chess, not checkers.
yeah,
I know,
if it's
right?
just for fun, go
Chinese
ahead.
checkers, how about that?
I gotta mark that down as
They could
for
also
the
have
next
hot
board game.
friends, so you don't want to like. fuck it
Playing
up.
chess, not checkers.
I have a story
It's
for
the
you.
line of the week.
Yeah, it's gonna be pretty.
Oh,
interesting.
I
But
can't wait to hear
regardless,
this.
I went to a Rangers game for the first time, which was nice.
They still play hockey?
I mean, hockey in general, I've never been to a hockey game, so that was my first one ever.
It's fun.
Then we did karaoke. I recently did the gingerbread thing at my friend's house. So she actually legit made all of the gingerbreads herself.
Oh wow.
Like she cooked them all. She set
That's
out
impressive.
a whole table and everybody had specific pieces. She even put like different trays out with all the different types of candy. Like she went all in. Like
How pliable was it? Was it like crunchy and firm?
no,
was
it
it
was
edible?
absolutely yes.
Did
it
you
was
eat any of
edible.
it?
I did not. I just made a cute little housey, okay?
A what?
A what?
A Halsey.
A
No,
house?
what did she say?
A Halsey, the singer.
Housey?
She said chulo housey.
It was a cute little housey, okay?
A cute little.
Did you bring it home with you?
Wait,
I thought you said
Did you bring it?
chulo
You don't still
housey.
have
I'm
it?
like, what the
Yeah, you're
fuck?
like, I just made a cute
Chulo.
little housey. She said it like so matter of fact, like,
That
Cool
did look kind
Halsey.
of cool.
I left it
Very
in
nice.
PA because it was in PA and I had to come all the way back here. So yeah.
you went to Pennsylvania to build a gingerbread house? I mean, I guess it's not much different than Dave going to the forest
He's
with
a
their little
really-
skull
listen,
packets at people, but
She's a really good friend of mine and I would go the distance for her.
This is why your friendship's
make a
not gonna
Halsey.
last.
Yeah, this is why I have no friends from anywhere except
It's
Shane.
like I have online
And now
friends.
he's too far, so that'll.
Yeah.
Oh, also we've been
Could come
planning
visit.
like
Just gotta go to Vegas.
yeah.
I
Shit,
don't know.
Vegas, baby.
I
Let's
don't- I
go,
don't go-
Darius.
With
Let's
Janine.
go.
With
No,
Janine.
we're
no,
talking
no.
about
With
Vegas
Janine.
like in the spring
No.
or summer.
There's no room.
No,
for
you don't
them.
want to go in the summer. It's hot in the summertime. Now's the
There's
time
no
to go.
room
It's
for
fucking
them to
fall.
go,
It's beautiful.
Shane. It's just Darius and I. There's no
Spread
room
the
for them.
Rona.
Well, I have
Okay,
kids
fair enough,
coming
fair
up,
enough.
so this can't happen.
Fair enough. I'd say bring Mark, but he might destroy my bathroom for the whole night. Fucking A, man.
Oh, hi,
Just
Mark.
look out the window.
The bathroom's nowhere near the window. It don't matter.
Is there a
It's just-
public one in your
goodness.
building, or at least like
There
a
are a
backyard?
few public
Lock
bathrooms.
them in it.
That's
If
Push
he
true.
has any
people to use
Chick-fil-A.
those.
Send them down.
One can stay in the apartment, 2 or 3 or 4, whatever that could explosively be. In the
Let's go back to
backyard.
not having to shave thing.
1, 2, 3, or 4. Yeah.
So
Oh,
the-
and hold on. So I went to my friend's wedding, and I want to see. Have you guys ever encountered the money dance?
Yes.
Like
Not
with
seen it in
strippers?
person.
5 cent, 5
No.
cent, 10 cent dollar.
So it's
Once
Hey,
I've
good,
seen
good
it.
stuff. I like that.
so my friend's Filipino, and they do this thing where I guess it's supposed to promote like their wealth and prosperity and whatever. So you go and you pin money on them, and then you have like a quick dance.
Oh,
with
that
them.
was different than what I've seen, but yeah.
And there's
That's what I
literally a line of people like in line with my friend, and they will pin.
What type of money though? Like, are
Like
you
real
pinning
money.
dollar bills or $20?
Oh, so he immediately said no dollar bills. Like it has to be more than 5.
Oh, wow.
Oh, excuse me, high roller over
I would
here.
have thrown quarters at him.
Fucking,
Well, so-
we got rooms for that in
I'd
Vegas.
have been like, well, here you go, dick. Quarter,
Mhm.
quarter.
I mean,
This sounds a
I
lot
don't-
like
I don't know
Balls'
about
bachelor
you, but
party.
I wouldn't want anyone like pinning stuff to my wedding dress.
They were like, okay, you
I
guys
mean, I
gave
think
us
if it's
too much
money,
That's what Janine wanted.
I mean, it could go in my
You
hand.
You wanted the money dance. Yep. See, you wanted it.
I mean, it's worth the money because you probably already got like food on it by that point, been like partying hard and spill a couple drinks on it. At least that's the way I would
So-
imagine. I mean,
All I know is he had the best like setup. There was so much food, and like they made a joke about him like loving pizza, and like he loves her more than pizza. So the joke was pizza.
Impossible.
So he gave us a gift, which was a pizza cutter. And then at the end of the night, he sent everyone home with individual personal pizzas.
I saw that
That's
picture
cute.
on your on
Holy
the gram. Yeah, that's cool.
it's adorable.
I was like, okay. I was like, I see you.
Were people,
So
like,
everything
tipsy
you've
by
done
that
recently revolves around food.
Where was this wedding? Was this in PA also?
No, this one was actually in what's the one place in Long Island that starts with M?
Jamaica.
Montauk.
No.
So it's not the one
Manhasset.
place.
Right,
No,
no, there's
California.
plenty of places in
Manhasset,
Massapequa.
Montauk,
Manhasset.
yeah.
It was close
Myanmar.
to
Myanmar, yes, that country.
Yes,
Myanmar.
exactly. Yes.
I don't remember, but it was
Melrose.
relatively close. We got there on the train. Mineola, that's what it was.
Oh, okay, yeah, Mineola.
Instead of the
I-
place
The
that
one
sounds
place.
like
I guess
I mean,
so
like
close.
everybody
Minnesota.
else. I know it.
Well, it was in Mineola, so we took the train out there and it was fun.
Strong Island.
I also busted my ass on the way to the train. I hit the ground and literally I caught myself. And then my knee just tapped the ground just slightly, and then it just opened up and it was just gushing for like a block. It was great.
But how was your dress?
It was amazing.
What color? What'd you do?
Well, it's
Red.
red now.
Yeah, exactly.
My friend was red. I'm in the middle.
Oh.
Oh, hey.
Well, now.
I can't
Blurry,
make.
but you know.
No, wait. I didn't get a chance to look at you yet. Hang on, let me see the picture again.
Right, yeah.
I was looking at Ashley. I didn't even get to see anybody else.
Where is Ashley?
Ashley.
In the red, right?
Nice.
No.
Oh. I like that red dress.
Also, you know Jackie. Jackie's come on the show.
Well, Jackie will be on next week's episode for the year in review top Destroying My Cream post, which, by the way, my stepmother wants to contribute a little bit because she's been getting a lot of guys trying to hit her up in her Twilight years. So it's been quite
like Twilight, like the vampire. She's
yes.
About...
It's been quite amusing the story she's been telling me about online dating now. So in her.
Oh wait, so more people slide into your DMs when you get a little older?
It's also Oklahoma. So,
okay. That's something to look forward to.
Circus visited there twice.
Step up to the wheel, because I don't fucking believe it. So speaking of unbelievable things, I mean, I don't really have any. Well, my month, Thanksgiving was like, I didn't do anything. But what I did do is I made the sandwiches for homeless people. I ordered.
That was awesome.
I ordered. Something?
Yeah, that was good. I ordered.
Don't downplay
that. Because I don't have a car, so obviously I order an Instacart. And so let me tell you about my Instacart experience.
They're a nightmare. I'm sorry.
I didn't get a breakdown of what's going on this episode. Anyway, go ahead.
What?
I never got a text message about.
Yes, you did. I sent it to you.
Okay.
Go back. Anyway.
This is like the most important part of the entire show today.
So anyway, so I get the delivery or whatever, and you never know who you're gonna get, and then like you see like the little emoji of their face, and it's like, wow, and everyone always got a good angles on their profile. Oh, I got to give Hanna her medication.
It's a mouth wide open.
And I was like, God damn. So her name was Paris with 2 R's, and she shows up and she looks like her picture, only better, and she's got this like dancer's body and everything. And she proceeds to bring the food into my apartment and whatnot. And she had a mask on.
And slowly feed it to you?
But I wish. So I had ordered 2 big cases of water because I wanted to bring water to the homeless people.
Are they supposed to bring it in your apartment? Aren't they supposed to leave it at the door?
No, but that's okay.
For him.
And
so
she was like
a woman named after a city that would serve him.
Yes. So she was like, does your building have any like a bellhop kind of like rolly thing? I'm like, no, why, for the water? She's like, yeah. I was like, well, you know what? Let me change. Let me put in some outside clothes. I'll help you out. Because normally I wouldn't help a delivery person out. Were you
naked? What were you
wearing? I was in like pajamas. Like I'm in pajama pants
he
now
was
and
naked.
shit.
He was waiting for her.
Yeah.
Not the gray ones, right?
And
put one leg up and his arm on his leg, like.
Yeah.
No. It's like checkered. Anyway.
Yeah,
so keep lifting that leg.
I put on clothes and I put on clothes.
Not chest.
I could taste the.
And so she starts telling me about like how like she likes my woke doormat that you all saw or whatever. And we were talking and she ends up talking about like I was like we're hitting off. She had just moved here from Chicago and this and the other. So like, did you move here alone? She's like, no, I moved with my daughter and my boyfriend, but I think I almost broke up with him last night. And she proceeds to tell me all the things that are wrong in their relationship. Yeah, all of them. And she proceeds to tell me all about them. I know it is. And then like when we bring the waters up, like we end up talking in my apartment for a few minutes, and it was just like.
Was she sitting on your couch? Did she sit?
No, but she was like on the other side of this. She was like leaning up.
Was this before the tip?
Like this?
No.
No, after you give the tip. You give the tip initially.
Oh.
And
then you gave the tip.
I was gonna
say.
Thought
you were gonna give more. She wanted to give more tips.
I am a good boy because she's in a relationship.
So you gave her the whole thing then instead.
No, we were talking. She's like, we should totally hang out. I was like, yeah. So I gave her my number. I did not ask for hers. I was like, you let me know when you're free to hang out. AKA, if you ever break up with your boyfriend, hit me up. Because this woman was kind of like
Fuck, that's dangerous.
I know.
That
She
sounds
was
like, oh,
she
you
was
took
like
her
so
and her
my type.
daughter
She was like
Wait. So
to your apartment in
let's
the middle of the
back
night.
up
Crazy.
here.
she was
This
so
girl
my
is
type.
going
Not just
around-
no.
Crazy.
She's going around
Crazy.
and getting into other people's apartments and probably doing this to everybody.
I don't care. It was nice to have.
No, I'll give you
No,
that.
but here's what
Everyone
happened.
that-
No, but
everyone
wait.
that she
Take
finds
that from them.
attractive.
But wait for it.
Everyone that she
No,
finds
but
attractive.
wait.
But wait for it.
More. But wait.
So
sent you a
after she
nude.
left,
Wait.
after she left, I closed the door,
What do you do?
and then I walked out because I had to throw out the garbage, and I hear her saying she called her girlfriend on FaceTime, and I hear her say, "Girl, I'm about to kick myself in the ass. This was the hottest guy I've ever delivered to, and I just left his apartment."
Because
She's
I
like-
usually deliver to old
She's like, I
motherfuckers.
need
This
to be
old guy
fucking
was
single.
good.
And that's when I heard, and that's when the elevator like left, and I couldn't hear the rest of the conversation. I was like,
You tripped over your own 2 feet walking back.
pretty much, it was great. So that was that. Obviously, she's not breaking up with him because
You sure you didn't? You should have had to go downstairs for something.
No,
Okay,
that's
so-
desperate. That's desperate.
This is
Balls in her
fake.
The
court.
moment she texts you, we need to know.
Absolutely. You'll get the Bae Tour update.
But just be careful because she knows where you live, and if
Yeah,
she
that's
has a
true.
daughter.
She did say
and-
she's like, if I'm ever delivering this apartment again, is it cool if I knock on your door?
Oh, that's so stalker-like.
for
I
sure,
know.
but
It's
I'm down
great.
for it. I say do it, but just be careful because
He's like, yes, stalk me.
just try to figure out who her boyfriend is to see if you could take him if necessary.
Oh, yeah. Well, who knows? I mean,
But also beyond that, it's just like it sounds like one of those situations where, not exactly what Ashley said, but if she's like in that like I got to get out this relationship mode, she's gonna be crazy.
I
for
know.
a bit. It doesn't
I
mean she
know.
does it
It
to
just-
everyone though.
it
She
just
just does it
felt
to people
good.
that
He's
are
not
attracted.
trying to marry her. Holy
It
shit,
just
guy.
it just felt good to have an organic flirtatious thing.
Well,
Because
that's
even
cute.
like you know like
We're just giving you a cautionary.
oh I
tale.
know and I appreciate that I do I know be cautious
Hey,
but
guys.
I mean, the,
I just met this
the
girl on
full run.
Instacart. She's gonna marry me.
yeah,
Wow.
not even Instagram.
You
But
know
here's
what?
the-
Okay,
my
so
she had like a dancer's body because she's a dancer and who knows she's now she's in Vegas maybe she's a dancer a
What
special
happens
dancer
when you
I
dance,
don't know
but okay.
She does
But
the money dance.
Yeah.
she looked like you guys probably don't know this singer
She'll
but
get
she's on my
structure
top 10
on her body.
list like Darius Google
Alessia?
No, I wish. Raiche. Raiche. That's what she looked like.
Rishi.
Okay. Let's do this.
Let's do it.
I won't Google it.
Because she made sure at one point she lowered her mask, so I would lower my mask to make sure we were still as hot as we thought each other were.
What the heck is going on? man?
She like I'll show you mine if you show me yours.
Pretty much.
What?
Wait,
This
should I be
girl
Googling?
was
Wait,
so ridiculously hot.
That's good.
I
it's
don't
true.
even come close to exaggerating. This girl was ridiculous.
All that came up for me was David Raiche, so I think I did this wrong.
Oh, she looks like him.
Raiche, the singer Raiche. She's young. She's on very like on the indie scene kind of thing. But yep.
Oh,
Look
that
like
is
that.
So your type.
So
Yeah.
oh there Darius is
You
making
got
my
the freckles.
I'm making your
Yep.
job harder.
So
That's
Did
great.
she
Yep.
have freckles too?
Yep.
So pretty.
No, no, she didn't have the freckles like that.
He
but-
wasn't looking at her face.
She have the thick lips.
And what's funny is that I have her on the Ring app. Check it out. After I walked in front of her to go in, she goes like, on me, and I was like, got you on camera doing it.
Now you could
got
post
it
it
on.
on.
Can we see the footage?
I think I have it.
Post it on TikTok
Oh my
and see
God.
how ashamed blah blah blah. Oh wait, that only works when it's just an ugly guy hitting on a girl, right?
But Shane, my only worry here, which is very minor, because I think you should go for it. Oh, is she knocking on your door now?
I know. I just.
She might go like, if she's like running her mouth that much, strangers.
I know.
She
No,
might be
she-
the sort of person that shows up at 2 a.m. at your
Oh, I
apartment
know.
with her daughter.
I know.
You're nice.
Oh my god.
Oh, I
She's
know.
gonna be like,
I give you
Listen, here's the thing.
sex for the
That's
home.
that's all.
my
That's
man. There was a
that's
great
all.
guy
That's all
I've
you've
that I
ever
met
wanted?
today.
That's all. Darius can balls can tell you. That's all I've ever been able to attract is that like kind of like.
Fight or flight.
So
Oh, I thought you just slapped Hannah. I was like, reel it in.
no.
Oh, speaking of
which,
Hannah, go
we're gonna
give her
do
the
it-
medicine.
Well, I'll do it in a second. So I'll tell you the rest of my month. So Ghostbusters was great. Watch Get Back. The Beatles, the Peter Jackson
I watched
3-part.
it too, shockingly.
Oh, I I need to watch
watched
that.
What I
it.
say is that it's not for the casual fan. The casual fan will probably be very, very bored because it is like 6 hours or so, 6 to 8 hours, because it's like
Lies.
3 hour
I'm a
parts.
casual fan and I thoroughly
Okay,
enjoyed
good.
it.
I'm glad I'm wrong.
I liked it.
It was to see them fight, to see them get along, to see how goofy John and Paul are through the entire process of making an album is just so refreshing. Like legitimately, it's like me and Balls through our entire lives. Not that we're like John and Paul, but like just that absolute silly reading each other's minds, being goofy, making out. It was like circle jerk, like.
Tonguing
It's
it down.
so good just to see them, and the remastered footage that is between 50 and 60 years old, how they just put it in 4K basically, is just stunning to see this footage in modern kind of lens. And I the music, everything, how they create the songs is just beautiful. It really kind of clears the name of Yoko Ono to show that it wasn't Yoko that broke them up, even though so many people think it was. Like,
Yeah.
I loved it. Feeding the homeless on Thanksgiving was quite nice. The cold cuts I ordered, I didn't realize how small they were, so I only was able to make 10 sandwiches. Plus, so I made 10 sandwiches, turkey, American cheese, tomatoes, mayo on Wonder Bread. Very
Don't
plain
make
and
me
basic.
hungry.
I got some, not Sunny D, the other one, the Capri Suns,
Capri Sun.
waters, and Chips Ahoy, and then like
He was
napkins.
saving that Sunny D for her.
Yeah, good to see you.
Good one, Ashley. I like it. And
That's
so I
your
just
name,
walked
Sunny
around
D?
around the strip, and I think some people don't look approachable, but others were, and everyone was so sweet and so kind and just very appreciative. And I'm not even sure if all of them knew it was Thanksgiving. The strip was fucking packed. I was like, people, go to your families. And that was it. And I handed them out. I was only able to really feed 5 people, but it was 5 people who needed to eat that day. So I was glad I was able to help them. And then over the weekend, I started volunteering with the youth homeless NHPY and
Neil Patrick
Anyway.
Harris.
yes,
Yo.
and that was I did the first in-person volunteering on Friday, which was nice. So many kids in need, and it reminded me balls of all the kids that I used to coach in the projects. It was just like that kind of like inner city parents. A lot of them not really there, not really present, but there kind of thing. And just your heart just breaks for the kids that like who show up with parents who are clearly high in that moment and just addicted, and you just know that like they just don't have bright futures ahead of them because of their surroundings. Hopefully they can get out. But that was nice, and I was supposed to do it the next day, and Hanna is vomiting, as cats do. So I didn't think anything of it. You know when they're like wah 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 wah, and bleh, you know, cats, they do that. But then she started not eating and she was just crying and crying and crying. And then I noticed a bright red spot right over there by her little like house. Blood, bright red blood on the floor. And then she gets on the couch, and I have couch protectors just for this exact thing. And she starts like squeezing out like a dark red pellets. I don't know if it's coming from her poop chute or from her pee hole. So I was like, all right. So I called the vet. They couldn't take her. They gave me the name for a 24-hour vet. And so I hopped in a lift, took her there. You know, she's in that little like bubble bag that she has and whatnot. And we get there, and like at that point, she's acting really normal. Like Hanna is such a good travel cat, and obviously she went cross country and she loved it. And she's just checking out. She loves big dogs. She's just checking them out. She's like, Mah! And she like, it's kind of like, Dad, look, it's a big dog. And she's like, Mah! Mah! And she was acting nervous. So I felt good, but it was a 5 to 6 hour wait. And it was a 6 hour wait to be seen because it's in a 24-hour vet, and there's not many of them in the valley because, you know, it's not New York. It's not a huge city. And every time an emergency does come in, the non-emergent people get pushed back. So this one, as I walk in, this other dude who's really weird and out of it, his cat got hit by a car named Kiki. 3 hours later, I hear the update. They had to put Kiki down, but Kiki bit a nurse, so they had to remove its head and send it to the lab for rabies testing on the brain.
Holy shit.
But he wants all the ashes back of the whole body, so they were calling the lab to see when they can get the head back. And I was just like, that's just so sad.
Couldn't they just take this cat's blood?
No,
Right.
apparently you
For
have to
rabies?
test. That's what I thought, but then like a nurse I spoke to said that they have to check the brain.
Well, can't they just take the whole cat instead of cutting it?
Yeah, like
off?
instead
They
of
got to
was all
get
the
the
parts
get the brain out somehow. Like they're gonna have to cut into the head at
I mean,
least.
but do
They
it
shouldn't
like
keep it separate. Just take it
It's
all
le-
together.
It's
I-
less to ship.
I
I'm
don't know. I
sorry.
think they had to
don't
put the
know.
head on ice and so the brain's somewhat insulated. I guess I don't know.
Shit.
That's my assumption. That's what they said. Then this dumb bitch. Like Vegas, like I'm so sexy, so I have like a car that's a Corvette, and like she comes in carrying this dog with like some blood. It's like it fell out the window. He fell out the window. Help him! He's gonna die. And then she leaves because she's still got other dogs in the car. Dog's fine. It's a scratch on its knee. She was driving around at like 70 something miles an hour in a convertible with the
And he
top
jumped out
down,
the window?
and a dog flew out.
Gotta buckle those
She
guys
had
up.
6 dogs in that car.
Holy shit.
Close the mother and not leash down. Close the motherfucking roof, you dumb. What are they now? Gen Y, Gen Z? What are they? Gen Z? You dumb Gen Zer. Like, I don't know whose dogs
was
they
she-
are.
Does she? I was gonna say, does she own all of them, or is she
I don't know.
like a dog walker? Or something?
She doesn't. She doesn't. She should not be in
Not
charge
really
of these
walking
dogs. Period.
Yeah,
Exactly. Yeah.
Dog driver.
The dog's lucky. It was fine. They carried it back out, and they were like, they had a scratch. I mean, like, we put alcohol on it, and we put a bandage on it. Dog will be fine.
No charge. Get out of here.
I mean, that's the one
I
time you can
probably
really
would have
call
freaked
someone a
out
dumb
too if the
bitch.
dog went flying out.
But you
freaking
also
car.
wouldn't have 6 dogs unleashed on a convertible
Convertible, right?
going at 70 something miles an
With the
hour.
top down.
Fucking stupid.
Maybe it tried to jump.
But
Try to get away. I'm getting
I was
away.
terrified because at
my
Hannah's
chances on the road.
Hannah's age of being like 15-ish, you think everything could be the last thing.
Yep.
So I was like gearing myself up. But then when she was fairly normal at the vet, I felt a little bit better. And then ultimately, thank God, it's a UTI. She's on antibiotics for a week, which I'm about to give her. Her kidneys are somewhat distilled, but that could be from, or just dilated. Yeah, whatever. I don't know. It could be from the UTI, so I'm going to get her a follow-up to see. But at least if it is kidney disease, it's caught fairly early. But I'm not going to put her through tons of treatment because like there were dogs in there that were just on like months of chemo and they looked terrible. Poor things.
Oh.
But thank God. I mean, it was a long day, but she was okay. And then of course we're trying to get sleep that night, and then the fire alarm in the building went off twice for false alarms. So I literally spent from pretty much 2 a.m. to 5 a.m. outside in like 48-degree weather with Hanna. After this poor girl went to the vet that day, and it was just like, it was so annoying, and I was so pissed, and it was false alarms, but it was just like, in light of the fact that like I could have been by myself doing that had it been the worst case scenario. I was glad that Hanna was there and that she's gonna be okay, and that was just that was scary, and I know it's only a matter of time. She is 15-ish.
I didn't know she was 15.
Yeah. Well, I got her old. I wanted to get an older cat because most people don't want older cats.
Yeah.
So
She's
you
an
know,
angel.
She is an angel. Like everyone was like, the vet was like, "What a sweet girl." And then we're out because we sat in the dog park because we have a dog park in the building, like during the fire stuff. So everyone brought their dogs out there, and they're like, "Oh my God, she's so sweet," because she's just like looking around, doing her
She
thing.
likes dogs. And she's
She
so
loves the
friendly.
outdoors. She loves the outdoors. She's just so sweet. So I was just very thankful that she's not dead. So.
We're so glad she's okay. I didn't realize
thank
anything
you.
had happened.
Yeah, no, thank you. You guys talk amongst yourselves. I can go give her medication.
Give her medicine, you jerk.
Did anyone see Resident Evil?
I ain't been nowhere. I've been sick for a week, Ashley. I think you missed this. This is my first drink.
Drink? No, I didn't miss
First
that.
drink in like 7 or 8 days.
I thought you were gonna like stop permanently at first.
I was just fucking with you. Yeah, but it's still been 8 days, kind of.
I mean, that's still a lot.
8 lonely days.
For me, it's a lot. Because I could do like a bottle of wine a day if I felt like it. But
Well,
not
my
a good
trip to
idea.
Cancun is probably gonna be like that.
when is it?
January 12th to the 16th.
Hello.
No.
Oh, okay. So then
Well, yeah.
that's when the Bae Tour gets wild.
I already got some cute bathing suits that I'm trying to like look good.
Wednesday to Sunday.
You're gonna look good in them.
No, I
Um,
lied. It's a Wednesday to Tuesday, so whatever that Tuesday
Oh,
is.
so wow, you're going for longer.
You better
than a week.
party hard.
Oh,
but
just about
also-
for a week. 12th to the
It's-
18th.
Yeah,
Oh.
it's my first like legit. Yeah,
Vacay.
Ashley.
You going with friends?
it's
Ah.
well supposedly like 20 people were invited, so I guess we'll see how many actually
Nice.
show up.
Strength
I
in
know there's
numbers.
about 6-ish that are confirmed right now.
That's good. That's
Yeah,
more than
so-
enough.
I was gonna say
Because then
6
you
is
can
like
break off into groups.
good group.
Yeah. So
You don't need more than that. Hopefully no one else goes. Because then they don't
That's
all get
how
to
I
like
feel.
tell the stories of like what you did. on the pole or whatever it was.
And then
It didn't
I
get
have
to
the trip to DR in the end of August, early September.
Damn, you're living large.
Yeah, so I spent most of my week, or the month, I guess, planning
out
the
the year.
bachelorette. So we have the engagement party this Saturday, and then all the bridal shower and the trip to Punta Cana, and then the wedding. I have 2 weddings next year, so
Give me one, Shane.
it's gonna be.
Oh, the wedding.
Thank you.
You
It would have been
No,
great
she
if you
doesn't
could
want
grab
the
one
one.
off camera. And like,
Ashley, I have a pro tip for you. Not that I'm assuming that you don't know it, but
Wrap it
if
up.
you're going to Cancun,
Never
yeah,
go
that
ATM.
too. Use plastic wrap when in doubt. No.
I get the discounts.
If you're gonna,
I get the discount store birth control test or birth whatever. You know what I mean.
Ashley,
They
if
work.
you're going to Cancun in January, I definitely recommend if you want to have like an extra good time, relatively, depending on
Extra.
I feel like you're more into like the personality stuff. I'd like go on your dating app and log into that city like a month or 2 before, and then just start talking to people
okay.
there ahead of time.
That's what I did on Hinge with Las Vegas and Nevada. I was already talking to people. So I had like shit set up for when I got
And then
here.
you're just
Prepare
like,
to
I'm
pick
about
someone
to
up
move
at the
there.
hotel.
Well, here's the thing.
You
Men
don't
have to work for it. Ashley, you don't have to work for it. You just have to show up
Another
in a nice
twice.
outfit.
Oh, right.
she said
Ashley
she has a
just
cute
has to
bathing
show
suit.
up, but it's also
I'm already
say-
looking at like new bathing suits. I'm looking at like little cute outfits that are just Cancun ready.
But it's just like a
Borrow
good
your
way of
friend's red dress.
having
Trust me.
more options, and also knowing that you can like
my ass won't fit in
unclassify.
that. Just
You
And
got
like
the
if
curse
they
for
work
it,
at a
girl.
bar, you go there.
Yeah.
Yeah, just wear the thongs. But yeah, it's just like a good way of like having extra people in your pocket just in case everyone in your hotel is like, ooh, that's not my type, or oh, they're all couples. Oh, if they're
This
all
has
couples,
been
it's
a pro tip.
from Vax.
Pro, just a tip.
Oh,
Just a tip.
you don't have to tell us the hotel, but is it like?
Hard Rock.
Well, okay, never mind. You do have to tell.
The hard
We're
what?
really excited about
I'm
going.
sorry,
to
the hard what?
The Hard Rock.
Yeah, the
I'm
Hard
just
Rock.
saying, like, as long as it was like a reputable, you know what I
Oh
mean?
yeah, so this is the bathing suit I got.
Oh, my
That's
God.
cute.
It's like a
What's
burnt.
the back like though?
All the men
Yeah.
currently are picturing what Ashley
Modest.
will look like in it.
Yeah, what's the back?
And Darius
look
like, I'm oh.
Aw.
No, I like that. I like that. I like one pieces. Wait. Let's take a survey of the men.
Oh, I have both.
Do you like one pieces or 2 pieces better, Darius?
It depends. It depends on the woman.
Depends
Fair
on the
enough.
body.
Balls?
It also depends on the pieces too.
Yeah.
I generally like one pieces better no matter who it's on. It's
Okay, so
more
then
to the
I also got-
imagination.
They are more
Okay.
flattering,
I
but
can't see it. It's too
Yeah,
bright.
it's
Lower
too
the
bright.
bra- oh, there we go.
Go,
There we
go,
go.
go.
looks good. The back part, though. The back
Yeah.
part is what matters
Actually,
most.
it looks completely fine on me when I put it on.
Does it look good on you? Okay.
Show us the back.
Cute. Well, you have to see it
Weird
on.
tan lines over there. Just saying.
Also, the people in the
Oh
pictures,
my
they
gosh,
really
I
have
am
good
so
Christmas.
spots.
excited to get rid of the tan line I have now because it's softball tan. Like
No,
I
it's just-
literally, I
it's like
still
me, just
have the
sleeves.
same tan.
It's a farmer's tan.
Just sleeves.
It's
That's right.
literally this, and then the
We all got it. I mean, shit. I mean,
But it's still here. Like
No,
why
I'm
is it? Why
pale
does it still exist?
everywhere.
Look.
Unfortunately.
You can still see.
Yeah, you can.
cover up. This is a family show.
Whose family?
I'm about to say. The Adams family, maybe.
I'm your mother, all of you. Sorry, you just didn't know.
Oh,
Sorry, I abandoned
duly
you.
noted.
Maud, All in the Family.
What was it?
Yeah.
Episode
If-
3 where Rebecca was like, I'm gonna have to defriend my mother. She can't see this.
Are we
Yeah.
gonna get another
Sorry,
like
Mom.
quiz test situation?
Not at the end of the year, but we will
Ooh,
come like episode 30 maybe.
maybe.
Yes.
Just
Bex wasn't here for that quiz though.
No, I know.
I know.
That was a lot of
Quiz
work, by the
number?
way.
Dude,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
you did kill it.
But
It
it
was
was
a lot of
worth
fun.
it.
It was fun. It was fun. But I was like, damn.
What type of
This-
quiz?
We had Balls did. I'll send you the link for it. He went through our first 19 episodes and picked the best quotes that were random though, and we all guessed who said
Yeah.
it, and we all. I mean, I think I won technically, but like
And I said the worst things from what I remember you guys telling me about it before. I think the
you
last
actually
episode I
didn't.
did.
There were some ones that like we were like shocked that people were shocked when it was a bad
When it
thing,
wasn't
and it wasn't
you.
me or you. Like, does everyone expect Shane and Bex to be the
It was
dirtiest,
all
filthiest
Darius.
guys?
I
It's all
I feel like it
Darius.
There were
was
some
it
that
Tati?
were actually
Tati
Darius
says
that we
some
were
stuff
surprised.
sometimes.
Tati
Tati
says some
says a lot
things.
of
Because
nasty
Tati
stuff.
says it like this, so
Yeah.
no one notices.
And she laughs too while she's saying it. So it
Yeah.
doesn't-
She
Either
softens
that or
the
it's
blow.
like way back here that she's saying it, so you can't
She's
really
like,
hear it.
wait, sorry guys.
Rip
So
headphone
does anyone
users.
else want to talk about their month, or should we start getting into our topics?
Oh, do we want to start our show?
Okay.
Let's do it.
So we're gonna keep these
Well,
going.
the ones the news flash will be the flash ones. The other ones can be actual like more than just 1 minute, but like we'll try
Oh
to
yeah,
keep this
absolutely.
as part of the
trying
news
to keep
structure.
it rolling.
But I feel like
You
I
didn't
feel like
text me.
Bex would I have it here. I guess it didn't go through. Fucking androids. But I feel like
Or you just never did it.
maybe
What'd I do?
more than anyone else here, maybe Bex might have a connection emotionally to this person. Ashley, you want to go into it?
Sure. So you might want to help me with the last name. Stephen.
Steven Sondheim. Balls, look.
Is it go?
Sometime,
Can't
yeah.
see. What day was it? When?
Sunday at 9:20.
Sure.
9:27 p.m. Sunday.
Sunday. I'm back as far as December 1st.
It didn't go through, I guess. There's too many
I'm a
links.
theater
probably.
department disappointment. Forgive me. I know who he is. I just
Okay.
don't.
Well,
like
he
musicals.
wrote
Well-
classics like Sweeney Todd, West Side Story,
What's
Into the Woods.
Into the Woods.
Was he at least able to see the remake movie? Did that make him happy?
I don't know if he got the.
So he died at 91. He was a titan of the American musical. He's the theater's most revered and influential composer, lyricist of the last half of the 20th century, and a driving force behind some of Broadway's most beloved and celebrated shows.
Yes.
So he had not been known to be ill. The death was sudden, but they are claiming that it's cardiovascular.
Which at
related.
91 makes a lot
He's
of sense.
91.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I mean, he lived a good life. I just
I
saw.
mean, he lives a really good life. Like,
Oh yeah, I mean, he's a 65-year career of just Broadway alone. Damn, because I just watched during the break. I also watched Tick Tick Boom, which is the Lin-Manuel Miranda.
Did you like it?
No, I thought it was not.
I
well
saw
done.
the ads, and as much as I'm like, ooh.
I wanted to love
it.
it, and I'm not saying
I
that
don't want to watch that.
performances weren't necessarily bad, but I just think it didn't know what it wanted to be, and it was Andrew Garfield playing the guy who wrote Rent.
Eraserhead.
Yeah, well, oh my God, Jonathan Larson.
Jonathan Larson, yeah.
And
Rent guy.
and in it, Bradley Whitford from The West Wing, and which one of the
Which one is he in West Wing?
he plays oh my God, I'm like blanking. on
Oscar the
everything.
Grouch.
Oscar the Grouch. He plays
Toby?
no, not Toby. The one that the assistant, fucking Josh Lyman, and he
I
was
love
also
him.
he was
Yeah.
he was the father in
Get Out.
Get Out and
Okay.
and
Appeal.
whatnot.
Oh,
And
okay.
he played Stephen Sondheim in it when he met Jonathan Larson and kind of gave him a compliment and was there to like
Oh.
on his initial stages. So that's what I was like. And then like 2 days later he passed away. But I mean,
Yeah, that movie didn't look like it was going to be good.
there were some really good numbers in it, great visuals in it. Too many Lin-Manuel Miranda specific cameos, some Rent cameos, but it was just kind of like it was almost like stroking his own ego along with.
I like him, but it's just too.
It was kind of all over the place. I wouldn't recommend it, but whatever. Anyway, West Side Story is coming out. It's a classic. Stephen Sondheim, the Broadway legend, I guess, in a way. So rest in peace.
Songs are fun for that one. The
Yes.
movie doesn't look all that great either, but it looks like it'll definitely be better than Tick Tick Boom.
Yes, I have faith in Steven Spielberg. Like
The
I
casting's right, and I feel
Yeah.
like they'll make something of it. But even the original was a hot mess. Like,
Yeah.
what are these Spanish accents? Like, Puerto Rican people don't sound like this. It's a mess.
I mean, hopefully they don't sound like
And
that
it
exactly
still
in
sounds
this.
wrong in the ads. It
Yeah.
sounds wrong too because it's like America. Like,
But I also think that's the Broadway exaggeration because like sometimes like even the white people don't sound right in those things because it's like that Broadway exaggerated kind of like we don't actually talk like this kind of thing. So
the
for
North
them like
Atlantic,
it's like
whatever.
you know wait who are the Jets? The Jets are the whites or the Latins?
The
But
Jets I
you're
think
a
are the
Jet-
white
you're
people.
a Jet
The Jets are the white
fan.
people. So they're like we're the Jets and then they're like we're sharks. You know, it's just like so overdone. I don't know. Whatever.
Or maybe it's the other way around. I don't know. But
who cares?
it wouldn't even be called the Sharks. You know what I mean? Like los tiburones.
Well, while we shit on Stephen Sondheim's writing, rest in peace.
Sorry. Yeah, he was cool though.
I will
He did
say.
more than I did.
I'll take this transition, Ashley. We'll go into an updates round. This can be fairly quick. You all remember the story of the Afghan girl who was sold by her father to a 55-year-old man. Well, that CNN story, the one that I saw, caused so much of an international uproar that an organization called Too Young to Wed, an American organization, got involved, got her back from the old man, got, I believe, her sister back, who was also sold, I believe, and with the father's permission, who's now all apologetic,
Right.
still owes a debt. Now they've been taken to the city, and for the first time in their lives, they're sleeping under a roof, like a concrete roof with beds.
Yeah, they have a safe house now.
So she's saved. I mean, I'm overjoyed that she and I believe her sister, who was also sold, and her other siblings are safe. There's still countless others who aren't. Even the Taliban came out and denounced what the father did, saying that their laws say that you cannot sell your daughters. Granted, they're also a big reason why everyone's in debt, but just because you're in debt and don't have any money
Doesn't mean
you
that
then
you
sell
have
your
to
children.
Sell your children.
So, like, the international outcry, and even from their own government, the Taliban, was loud and clear. And at least these children and others who this organization has helped, and I'll put the info for that organization if anyone wants to contribute to it, Too Young to Wed. That's an amazing update, and I was happy to see that. That's a great update.
I didn't
Good
realize that
outcome
they
for
were the
them.
ones that did it. Too Young to Wed. I've donated them before, so that actually makes me feel pretty damn good.
that's
I like
awesome.
them. My friend posted about them before, and I was like, oh, that's a cause I can get behind. But I didn't realize they were the ones that drove it home, so that's really awesome.
Yeah.
Also, on a shady note, it's like really easy for the Taliban to shun it now because they're on their whole like so good tour. Like, all right.
Yeah. Well, they want to be a legitimate, recognized government, and so they're going to say whatever's going to
Whatever works.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. But in this one instance, at least, good was done, and hopefully it stays that way. Ashley, want to take the
Hopefully
next
for
one?
more people too. Yeah.
On another note, there was some good tried to be done in this situation. We previously talked about Astroworld. Travis Scott has offered to pay for all of the funerals of the people who died. So if you guys remember, it was 10 people who died from injuries in a massive crowd surge at the festival where he was headlining. They have rejected his offers.
Most of them. I don't think all of them, but I think most of them. I
think most of them. They did say that they received a letter from Scott's attorney, and that's how they made the offer. Scott's attorney is saying that he's devastated, that he wants to help, that this will go a long way into helping the community heal. But some say that he bears responsibility for the tragedy as well. So how do we feel?
Might be hard to sue him if he gives you money. So I think they should just drive home on suing him, because if he felt bad, he probably would have done something in the moment. But I also don't think that people are beyond forgiveness either, because like stars could align in a certain way where maybe it's not entirely his fault. It's not just his fault, but
it's definitely not just his fault. But I think, again, we had talked about the whole situation where we've seen some people like, hey, security, like, look over there.
You know what I find weird, though, and not to deflect off of Travis Scott, the actual topic, is that Drake was on stage when that all happened, and no one has gone back on Drake at all. Drake was on stage with Travis Scott when the people were being crushed. He didn't stop the show either, and no one has said shit. I feel like if you're gonna
was he on stage the whole time though? Like
not the whole time, but like when they were being carried over, and like everyone's like, stop it! It's like mad. It's just mad. He was on stage doing his thing too, and it's like,
yeah.
Granted, he may not have been aware at all of anything. He's not the headliner. Maybe he wasn't told by security the way Travis Scott was, if indeed that is how it happened. But like, you also, as you guys, because like originally I was like, you can't see anything. You got the lights, blah blah. But you all swayed me. You were like, actually, he could see right in front, and you're absolutely right. And like my opinion changed on it. So if he could, so could anyone else on stage with them. And it isn't like it's like the hired house band kind of thing. That's like my money depends on this show.
Yeah.
Drake's way bigger than Travis Scott, but no one has said shit on him. So I'm kind of like, if you're going to talk about one, you should talk about both.
Well, Drake is definitely
Oh,
way
yeah.
less responsible because he's there for a less amount of time.
Agreed.
Yeah. He has like less chances of actually running into it. But also, like, if you take Travis Scott's money, it's like saying whatever X amount of dollars is good enough to replace my loved one, and it's not going to really.
Yeah, I don't know what the law would say about that, but it does. Like, I think it probably does throw a wrench into legal matters if you do take money of any kind.
It's like, is he giving you
absolutely.
10K, 20K? Like,
it doesn't look right. It looks like you took some money and now you are going back for more because you know he has it.
Do you think that that's the motive behind it from Travis Scott? Maybe it is not talking about his lawyers or anything like that, but do you think Travis Scott, that's his motive, to try to like get one over, or do you think that it's genuinely heartfelt? I personally think it's probably heartfelt from Travis.
I think it's a mix. I think he is probably heartfelt about it. He probably does want to do something about it, but he's also going by the advice of his attorney and letting his attorney speak for him.
I think it's a good PR move too.
Yeah, absolutely.
You said he sent a letter. Like, did he call them?
No. So the attorney brought the letter. So that's what I'm saying. Like, he's letting his attorney speak for him. So how heartfelt can he be if he's not presenting this himself?
Because he doesn't want. He has to do that because if he speaks out of turn, it can be held against him.
So again, he's following what his attorneys are saying because they want to make sure everything is.
Which adds to the disingenuous appearance of the whole thing, you know.
Well, there's no way to win. He's already fucked up when it matters.
All right, moving on. Kyle Rittenhouse is on his victory tour. He was obviously found innocent on all charges. He went on Fox News and talked about all this very contradictory things about how he doesn't advocate for certain things that he did, how he supports Black Lives Matter, how this, that, and the other thing. He was brought down to Mar-a-Lago for his photo op with his president, with Donald J. Trump. And he's basically a symbol of the right now. He says he doesn't want to be a symbol. He said that the liberal news and the conservative news used him as a symbol, and he was against that. But then he's on the news and going around to different people on his like photo op tour, being a symbol.
Okay, so the link that you sent us said a lot about the dishonest media coverage that Kyle Rittenhouse was getting, and I'm curious to hear what you guys feel about this. They do say that he was not a white supremacist, that he was never in the militia, never crossed state lines with a firearm, and that he didn't go to Kenosha looking for trouble. Apparently his father lived down there. He worked as a lifeguard in the summer, and that the police asked him to come help stand guard in a car lot.
Which is why
if that's 17-year-old to
no,
come
right,
down,
that last thing.
The police should not be asking anyone who isn't
a 17-year-old though,
an officer of some kind or a soldier of some kind, nor an underage child, nor should he be even, because originally the story was he was asked by store owners to protect their property from violence.
So apparently because the police weren't doing anything, they sent someone down there to stand guard because of all the stuff.
Then don't walk around. Then don't leave your post.
Well, so
they
apparently
choose a 17-year-old boy.
Yeah. Which
Why
is
a 17-year-old boy? Like that,
it
blows my mind. Like, did you not have anybody else that was of age, or like?
Which
why didn't he blame them the second all of this happened?
Exactly. So
to come up.
What's done is done with Kyle, and you can feel however you feel about it. But do you think that then prosecutors should be? And granted, the original prosecutor. No, that's actually the other story. But do you think the police department should be held accountable?
Absolutely. They should face some sort of charges for one.
I mean, do you think there's any situation under which an underage person should be charged with the duties of an officer or a soldier?
Absolutely not. They don't have the mental capacity to understand what's important, what's not, and how to act and how to respond. They're also not trained properly.
And they tried him as a minor, right?
Yes. I believe so. I'm 99% sure.
Apparently, he shot 3 people and then ran to get the police. That's what they say.
Well, I mean, he did.
He just walked.
I think he definitely did run to the police, but I don't think that has to do with what he was asked. I don't think he was asked to go there, but I also, what am I to know? Shit.
But here's the thing. It also would explain, in addition to assumption, it would explain why when he did walk to the police with his hands up, but his rifle, maybe they knew that he was one of the people they charged to do their jobs for them.
But also
now
maybe
at the
he
same
was
time,
white.
Now they
I know
decided
that,
to go
but
back on it.
Yeah.
And they didn't want to get themselves in trouble, which is why they were, I don't know, maybe planting
But
all of this information in the media so that it would
Yeah.
take the attention away from the police.
It's odd that the story keeps changing. Originally, it was the store owners that asked them.
It's still evolving over time. And there are a lot of stories that are saying, you know, judge Kyle Rittenhouse on your own. Like,
Yeah.
you know, look at his story, look at what he says. You know, he's just a boy.
But was said in court under oath.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What
when
was
he
said
lied
there
under oath.
is
Like if
what-
he's following the police, then doesn't like the jury and stuff, like the judge stand higher on authority levels? Like why not tell the truth there? Doesn't make any sense.
It's
I feel like everyone's
yeah.
just
Because
rewriting
his
stuff
judge
to
was so
fit whatever
distracted
narrative
with-
they want now.
I mean, you often see that in every case. Like you see that even with the next story, the Ahmaud Arbery murder case, like stories changed when they were under oath, and
Absolutely.
with this instance with Kyle Rittenhouse, it changed in his favor, and in the case of the
It's
other
always
three,
a strategy.
Yeah.
It's changing the information that was given and
That's
manipulating it in a way that it benefits, you know, the defendant or
in other words, the practice of law.
yeah, pretty much. Good way to sum
whatever
that
your
up.
lawyer tells you to say it.
So moving on to the next case, the Ahmaud Arbery murder trial. Oh, what?
Hold on.
Rittenhouse sucks.
I actually would like to pass this over to Darius because I know
Yes.
we
Good call.
talked about how important it was for this verdict to happen. So
Well, no, tee it up and then.
Well, what was funny is that I was texting with Balls when the Rittenhouse verdict came down, and he's like, "Have you checked on Darius?" I was like, "That's not the one he was talking about."
And I'm like,
He was talking about, and then basically the conversation between Balls and I was just there's just too many of these fucking cases
yeah.
in existence,
There are a lot.
and that's just
There are.
that's what's horrible. It's like the fact that like if you're not obsessive like me and watching the news every 5 fucking seconds, it's like they can bleed into one another, and that's just
Shane,
sad.
you're like my mother if she drank and liked cats a lot more. All she
Shane
does
likes
is
cats more
CNN
than
all
your mom.
day.
Is she
Oh, that's my
is she still with your father? Are they still like happily married?
Yeah.
Damn it.
Shane's like, damn.
Yeah, I guess.
Shane wants to swoop.
Are they
They live
progressive?
together.
Yeah, but you know,
No,
come
but
on.
like when she watches
Does she
CNN,
deliver Instacart? Like,
I was gonna say, what about?
Oh,
You and your Instacart girls.
I'll send you pictures of like what my mom looked like back in the day. You can hook up with her memory. I guess. No, her name's Maria.
Maria. Prettiest girl I ever
Maria.
seen. Maria.
She reminds me of a West Side Story.
All right, sorry to derail.
All right, circling back.
we digress.
Good.
We digress slowly.
I digest.
All right, so for those of you who need a reminder, Ahmaud Arbery was jogging and three white men in their truck attacked him and ran him down.
For 5 to 10 minutes, where he tried, but they admitted on the stand he tried to get away from them, and they were cornering him with their trucks, and he was trying to run away, but obviously they had cars.
Disgusting.
Yeah.
And they admitted on the stand that they did not feel like they were in immediate danger, and that's where like the story kind of changed, not in their favor. And then basically the whole thing was like they were defending themselves because he was trying to grab the shotgun that they had pointed at him at point blank range after trying to, because he was jogging through the neighborhood. But they were all found guilty on the shooter was
23 of 27 counts.
the shooter, the actual physical murderer was found guilty on all counts. The father who was driving the truck that he was in was found on all but one. And the guy who took the video, who was in the second car, was found guilty on about half the charges, still murder. Which I think is appropriate because obviously he didn't pull the trigger, he didn't have the gun, blah, blah. I think like he was part of trying to trap this man.
Yeah.
And based on his statements to the police and his testimony and this, that, and the other thing, it was fairly evident. I think very evident. And I think obviously it was any of us, we'd all be accomplices to it. It wouldn't even really be a question. So Darius?
How do you feel about the verdict?
Justice. Well, what needed to be done was done. I think I told you all this. Like this, for whatever reason, I guess we found out about this just before we found out about George Floyd, because he was murdered in what February,
January,
2020.
February, yeah.
And
Yeah.
I think that the video didn't come to light until maybe April or so, and then
Because the original prosecutor
in
tried to
May.
cover it up, and now that woman is facing charges.
Mm.
The
Good.
district attorney
I
or
was
what have you.
so I was still so affected by Ahmaud that while I felt George, I couldn't it I don't know. I guess I was still too numb from it all. Um Shane, I think even saying that they trapped him is being too nice. They hunted him like he was an
Yeah,
animal.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Like he was like a deer or like some animal for sport. And anything less than them being found guilty just sends like a dangerous message that it's okay to go out and
Yeah.
hunt the blacks, hunt the darkies. Um, I, I guess I'm just more relieved than anything else. I won't say happy because Ahmad's not here,
Mm-hmm.
but I am relieved because, like I said, anything less than what was done, honestly, just it scares me as a black man. It scares me as a black man. And I just think about not even just me. I don't have kids yet, but I think about my nephew. I think about my brothers. Um, and how that could literally be any one of us, and how if we're in the right neighborhood, how very easily that could be any one of us. I even think about my time in college, how easily that could have been me 10 years ago, just walking through a neighborhood. So I'm relieved. I don't want to spend too much time on this because I might get emotional. But I'm relieved. I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, but it's like Balls and I's childhood friend from high school, Barry. He's got 3 boys, and they live in Florida, and he just lives in constant fear because they're almost preteens, and they're all just like their father. They're jacked. They're fucking jacked, and they play sports and they do martial arts, and like they look like who people like who killed Ahmaud fear. That whole like
There's always that.
the image of the scary black man, the scary
Yeah.
black kid, or even
And
just the
there's
Trayvon Martins walking through a neighborhood for no reason in a hoodie kind of thing. And he talks to me all the time about just how absolutely terror. He's like, I don't care if I get killed. I care if something happens to my sons, and there's nothing I can do about it.
there's always a need to age up black people. I was gonna say men, but just black people. Um, you know, because they might look a certain way. Like they did it to Venus, they did it to Serena. They do it in all forms of life. And you know, even the media uses triggering language, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's a 17-year-old man. You know, it could be a black victim. He's a 17-year-old man. A white victim is a 17-year-old boy, and just triggering.
As we see in the next story that we have coming up, which, if you're okay with moving on from it, because I know you don't want to get too emotional, we can. Why can't I remember the name of the town? What's the name of the town, Ashley? It's in
I
Michigan.
don't remember the name of the town.
Anyway, we all know about the school shooting last week in the Michigan
Oh, geez, yeah.
high school. Originally, it was reported as a middle school, it was a high school. And it is just a compounding story that just keeps developing and getting even more ridiculous in this. And it's just offensive to how this is allowed to happen all the time.
Yeah.
And I think this has kind of become. I compare it only to George Floyd only in the sense that it's like this is the moment that a lot of people and the law are starting to wake up and put charges on things, and like it's becoming like let's hold everyone possibly accountable. Whereas with other school shootings, it's thoughts and prayers, and that's kind of where it stops for the most part. Because the timeline of this kid, whose name I'm not going to say, is just absolutely ridiculous. And I took pictures of the timeline. So this kid on November 26th, his father buys a gun, and the kid was allowed to take pictures with the gun and post it on social media. On the 27th of November, The mother posts about it. On the 29th, a teacher saw the kid searching online in the classroom for ammunition on his phone. Teacher reports this. The school contacted the parents. The parents did not reply. But later on, now they know there's a text from the mother that said, quote, LOL, I'm not mad at you. You have to learn not to get caught. Then on the 30th, a teacher sees the kid drawing a picture of himself with a semi-automatic handgun with the words blood everywhere. I believe also that he wrote, my life has no meaning. And it showed a person that he had shot in the drawing bleeding out. Had been shot twice. They took it to the school counselor. The school counselor took him and his book bag to the office. They contacted the parents. The parents rejected the idea of taking the kid out of school. They said, you have to take him out of school and you have 48 hours to get him therapy. The parents refused to do that. So what did the school do? They sent them back to the classroom where at 1 p.m. he proceeded to shoot 10 people, 4 of which died. Their names are Tate Meyer, age 16, Madison Baldwin, age 17, Hanna St. Juliana, age 14, and Justin Schilling, age 17. And the parents are now in custody as well because they evaded the law because they got all this information and saw that they were very well aware of the kid. And they knew that their gun was missing. And they did not check his book bag, the parents, knowing that day when they came to the school that their gun was missing. They went on the lam. They were caught evading the law. So they're in custody and they're investigating the person who helped them hide to see if they were aware of the situation. That person's claiming they weren't. And it's very possible that they weren't. And they were just helping friends or a stranger
Apparently,
or whatever.
when he found out that they were hiding, he went to the police immediately.
Which is good. So hopefully that person, if that's the case. Yeah. And now they're even talking about possibly bringing up the school on charges.
Hell yeah.
Because they did send them back to the classroom. Because the teacher did the job. The teacher saw the warning sign. The teacher took action.
How horrible they felt, like knowing that they did the right thing and nothing.
Yeah. Think about how the teacher must have felt seeing the student walk back into her classroom.
Yeah.
I'd have been like, oh, hell no.
And then having that shit happen.
Yeah.
And then and there's video from inside the school and these kids, and they said that lives were saved because these kids followed the training of active shooters to the T. But here's the thing. That's like, to me, saying to, we're always worried, we're always talking about Russian hacking and Chinese hacking. That's like basically saying, take an IT course with our IT firewall department, and then you hack us. Because this kid went through the same exact training, so he knew.
Exactly.
And he fucked up because in one of the videos, and I don't know if it's proven that it's him, but
confirmed it,
it's not confirmed. But like the guy's like, "Come look at my badge, bro," and that's when the kids are like, they jumped out the window and they ran because they're like, "Ain't no cop gonna say, come look at my badge, bruh." But he knew to kind of like, it seems like he knew how to kind of get around the system to a certain extent, and there happened to be a cop who was in the building who pursued him, and now the right is kind of like, well, look what happens when you have an armed officer. Only 4 kids died.
Imagine how shitty that little shitty kid feels, though, knowing that his parents just like hit the ground running and abandoned him while he's in custody. You know what I mean?
No. I kind of have a feeling that, and pure speculation here, but that they might have been in cahoots. Like they might have known that he went to school with the gun with that intention. And the plan was, if he gets caught, to run. Like, imagine they talked about this beforehand.
As adults, like, what are they going to get out of that situation? I think that they're negligent. They have, like, a bad home culture, like that sort of environment. But
I mean, absolutely.
They also they're not thinking right.
Yeah.
They didn't
Why would they have gone
gun.
to the
They didn't secure their gun. When they find out that their son is talking about this, they're not. First thought out of my mind would be to check my gun and see if it's there.
Yeah.
They didn't do anything. Like, that's not a responsible gun owner.
So that's what I'm saying. Like,
the whole thing, don't get caught. Quote, don't get caught next time.
Again, the don't get caught makes me think that they were in cahoots in some
I think it's that they also think that our culture is oversensitive to their like ridiculous, like, gun beliefs. So I think that also might be part of what might have been in their heads.
I think
they weren't reeling him in.
I think that text was more of like, I'm not going to get my kid pissed off at me now until they come home, and then I'll talk to them. That's what I think that text was more of.
Oh, like maybe they knew he had the gun and they didn't want him to go crazy.
No, because they would have. Because
I don't think they felt unsafe.
I was assuming they were responsible parents and was just like, because I would text my kid and just be like, hey, listen, be smart about it. Come home, we'll talk. And then I'd be like, what the fuck? Like, I wouldn't flip out on a text. That kid's not coming home.
And actually, it was the day before he came. There was the day before when she sent them that text. So there was that chance that evening.
But that's assuming they're responsible, which doesn't look
They're
like
not,
they are.
clearly.
But
yeah.
I don't. How does the?
But also, how do
I don't-
parents run after that type of situation happens?
That's what I'm saying. Like they just don't. It sounds like more
you're
like they
panicked.
don't
You
care
panic when the
about
cops
him
are after
as
you.
much.
I mean,
Because they are kind of just guilty of being
If they were
irresponsible.
not guilty,
how do you
they
get into a
wouldn't
Ford
have
Explorer
run.
and take off?
But here's the
They're
thing:
just
you also
irresponsible.
got to think about the kind of people that these people appear to be. This is the same state that just a year and a half ago, our militia were allowed to enter the state capitol unchecked with loaded assault rifles to try to kidnap the governor, and nothing has happened to those people. These parents probably think the same. They were going to get away with the same, for lack of better term, but also appropriate, the same get away with murder kind of thing. They probably just don't think the law is ever going to come after them. And that's why I say this situation is a lot different than other ones, because you never see the law go after the parents, the people who help them, and possibly considering the school itself. The
school
counselor or
definitely-
whatnot.
100%.
School-
The principal
the
should be.
school needs to, yeah.
The principal should be in trouble too.
And the
teacher
parents
should
just because
not.
they're the ones who got the gun.
It might be the
If they hadn't,
counselor.
It's
Yeah.
not really in their fault.
Well,
It might be the counselor who
I
made
don't
that
know what the
executive
counselor
decision. Who
can and
knows?
can't do, but the counselor said you got to get this kid removed in 48 hours.
No, they
You
said
know,
get therapy for the kid within 48
Oh.
hours. You need to take the kid home.
What
They
I don't
said
get
no.
was how he has the bag, and he gave the drawing back to the kid too. How did they not keep that drawing? Because
Yeah,
To be
because the
completely
kid
honest-
like crossed
he
out a
changed
lot
it.
of the drawing before the parents got there.
So I don't know how the I mean, who knows if this kid
Why didn't
was,
they check his
was
bag
nice
at
and
any
people
point
liked
during
him?
I would
that?
have said one,
Yeah.
check his bag, but also if the parents said no, I would have been like, okay, so we're gonna
So
have the
he's-
police take
Yes.
the kid
Yeah.
if
Yeah,
you're not
that's
gonna
what
take him.
happened.
Well, the police
Right.
should have been called anyway, regardless.
Yeah.
Police should have been notified right away.
Like
Yeah.
even
It's
if they
a-
didn't
it's a-
take
you're
it
threat-
seriously,
It's a
they
gun
should have
threat.
taken the
You
kid.
have to
Yeah.
notify the cops.
Yeah.
You have to.
At least put him in the car for however long. Maybe have the
You
police.
definitely
drive him
don't.
home.
He and until a cop comes, he doesn't leave the office. He doesn't
Of
leave
course.
whatever
Exactly.
space. He
Mhm.
stays
Yeah.
locked in there.
He's
And
a
he
good
doesn't
cop.
get
From
he
his
doesn't get
bag.
his shit back either.
Right. He's exactly
Absolutely.
separated from
They
his
should have
bag
just
and everything else.
confiscated his
It-
bag.
like,
It
I don't
makes
get
no
it.
sense.
I would have held on to the bag, but
would
you
have
also
searched the
can't
bag.
search the kid. You can't. There's certain things you can and can't do.
Right.
I mean, of course, you want to
Well, no,
search the
I
bag.
would've been
Belong
that
and be
to
like,
them.
person
fire
that's
me,
like
go right
this,
ahead,
let
but I
me-
found
let
a
me feel
gun.
around the bag.
They just confiscate it.
You just hold
They
it
confiscate
until the cops
bags
come.
all the
Yes.
fucking time.
until the cops come, and then the
Yeah.
cops can search it.
Confiscate it, put it
Mhm.
away, put it in the drawer. You know that locked
You know,
drawer that has.
But then
all
again,
the
if
cell
there was
phones
a
in it.
bomb in the bag,
Mhm.
we would have been like, why didn't you do this instead of that?
Yeah, but I mean, at least
but I agree.
confiscate. Like they
Yeah, I
take your
wouldn't have gave the
phones.
kid back his
They
shit.
they take kids' phones at schools all the fucking time. They can
All
take his
the
bag
time.
when he's drawing scenes of murder
We don't-
and he's
we
searching
don't-
for ammunition. Like,
we
Like,
also don't
why
know
are
that-
they training people, like kids, on how to like not get shot and stuff instead of training the staff on how to prevent this better?
Well,
Like
I
it sounds
mean-
like the teachers did
The
all the
staff
right
gets
things, like,
separate
the
training than the
counselor
kids
and
do.
everything. Like
they may
Doesn't
have,
add
but they
up.
just it
Like
could be
the
that this.
confiscate the bag part
Yeah.
seems like very intuitive here. Like or figure out if this kid has a gun or call the police. Like
The thing
I
with
would have
this is that
confiscated his bag if I was just gonna go send him back to class. Like he ain't
Yeah.
got shit then.
But no. But like, I don't know.
I wouldn't
this is
send him
high
back to
school.
class.
I wouldn't send him
period.
anywhere. Like
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
locker,
gotta-
you can
you
go
gotta
anywhere.
notify
You
the
can stash
cops.
it wherever.
But
They
it
should
could
have
be
called the
that-
cops. They should have took the bag.
That could be in the bathroom. You don't know where
It-
that shit
right.
is.
Here's,
That's-
but
Exactly.
here's the thing about guns in our schools is that every precaution or lack thereof or every countermeasure or training is
Yeah, there's a way around it.
but it's reactionary. It's after the fact. It's
Sure.
not proactionary. It's not, everyone's still like, there's still the debate. I remember after Sandy Hook, it's like, I my girlfriend at the time, Balls and you and I don't know about the rest of you, but we grew up, we went to metal detectors every fucking
In high
day.
school.
Every fucking day. Why? Because it was a real fucking thing. But like some people are like, oh, you take away their innocence. I'm like, it's better than them being in an undersized casket.
Yeah,
But
or
everything
seeing
that
10 of their
happens-
friends get murdered.
Exactly.
There goes their innocence.
Exactly. Everything that happens comes after the fact. Like I watch air disasters, and yeah, when a plane malfunctions, sometimes you couldn't tell that was going to happen. You come up with redundant systems after the fact. This, it's very. If people really wanted to have full measures in place to stop this, they could. But because this country doesn't give two fucks about this, like pro-life right now is trying to overturn Roe v. Wade, and it's probably going to happen in 26 out of 50 states soon. But the same pro-lifers just want to train kids to avoid getting shot if they can. So all the measures taken are all after the fact. And now I'm sure Michigan will change it, and have more thorough ways of handling this. But it's after the fact, after 4 kids are dead, and we sit here in disbelief because we're looking at this in a logical sense and in a way like, why don't we protect our children sense? But that's unfortunately just not how government works. Sad. Fucking sad.
My friend just messaged. We have our LARP team has a message. We've known each other for 25 years, right? A friend of mine, his son is 16, I think. And he's like, check this shit out. So he goes that my son is being bullied by between 5 and 8 different kids, a group of kids, between 5 and 8 kids. You know, he's like, he spoke to the counselor. He spoke to the principal about it. He goes, my wife's written a letter. We've called them up. So this is going on for a month now. He said that he got a call from the principal that his son got suspended because what he did was they screwed around with him some more. And my friend is very thankful that he wasn't like this other kid was, and he didn't have access to guns. I don't know if my friend is a gun owner, but he definitely doesn't let his kids access them. But anyway, the kid got bullied and went to his locker, changed his clothes into a hoodie that talks about Michael Myers Camp Crystal Lake, put a mask, the COVID mask, but it looked like Silence of the Lambs COVID mask, and he played the Halloween theme song from his phone, and he waited in an empty classroom, and when they walked by, he played it. He grabbed the ringleader and he grabbed him from behind and started to choke him a little bit, right? The principal said, Mr. Rolansky, we have a zero tolerance policy, for all this and blah, 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 blah. And he goes, I'm not arguing my kid's suspension. He goes, he deserves it. And my friend's like, part of me's proud of him because he literally stood up to these guys and
he wasn't given any other option.
He told the people in charge, and he goes, he got us involved, and we told him. And he goes, and it was still happening. And he goes, and I go, dude, just be thankful, like he didn't. And he's like, yeah, I'm thankful he didn't get a gun or anything like that. Thankful he didn't bring a knife. He goes, it's kind of fucking funny what he did. I'm like, oh, that's kind of crazy. But he's like, yeah. So he goes, but he asked him what he thought, and he said to his son goes, I didn't want to hurt them. I wanted to scare them. And I figured if I started choking the head guy, they'd leave me alone. And I guarantee you, they don't fuck with him next time. But anyway, so he said to the superintendent, because I said, go talk to the principal and the superintendent. So he said he went to the superintendent and he said, I got no problem with the suspension. I'm not asking you to overturn it. But according to your website, you document because you take bullying seriously and you have a zero tolerance policy for bullying. And he goes, I would like all the letters that you've wrote about my son's incident involving all of the times that he's been bullied, because on your website it states that you document it and blah 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 blah. And then he's like, should I even continue with them or should I just get a lawyer involved? And I'm like,
nice.
Oh, I'm like,
see what they come back with.
That's
because
up to you.
If they're not actually tracking them, then I would maybe
because their website. He said, according to their school's website, they track this. And I'm like, dude.
Yeah, but I don't know if he wants to get a lawyer involved because
I would say
his kid
tread
has
lightly,
this
but
incident, you can get in trouble too.
I would
But
see
they
what
should
they
do
have.
something. But did they ever do anything when they got the letters? Like that's the problem.
He said, I mean, all that he did, if he had a different mental state and personality, the same amount of planning would take for something insane.
Yeah.
He's like, lucky this isn't the kind
even
of
just like a
he
knife
is.
or something could have.
He's
like really
it's
weird.
crazy in this day and age for that administration would let something like this get to this point with no less than 10 reports by his son to different staff. Both me and my wife sending an email and phone calls in. Mind-blowing. It's almost so negligent that we should skip the meeting and get a lawyer.
Definitely get a lawyer though, yeah.
Or I would also say maybe just drop a little nugget on the internet, to the right news.
Just threaten to go to the media, honestly.
Yeah.
Do that.
Yeah, I agree with that. I would definitely go to the news with that. What county are they in?
Once it hits,
he's in Rockland. No, he might be in Jersey now. I don't know.
Are you still on good terms with Marisol? You still talk to
No.
I'm not joking because Marisol Castro once that's everyone watches the
But just like
CW11.
tell them that you have worked for the media, you have a bunch of connections, or like tell
Just
them,
like-
tell your friend to say that he has a friend with a
He
bunch
has
of media
connections
I mean, I
in
still
the
have
media and connections.
I
in
still
the
have my
legal
business
spaces.
cards.
But Ashley's right though. Like
That's crazy.
You go to the media, it's that takes
It's a
care of
different story.
him having
Then
to
also the
negotiate,
kid.
you know, the legal ramifications of it. Because
Yeah,
once public
the kid,
opinion,
though.
once public opinion is behind you, but I think also it adds to the kid, because it's kind of like, thank God my kid isn't like this. He snapped in a different way, but it does add to the conversation of like, with
How
it,
do you
I feel
get
like a
to that
kid.
point?
Yeah, exactly. Like, I feel like a kid like the Michigan kid is a different case. That's like the upbringing, the ideology.
That's the extreme version of it.
That's the ideology.
Yeah.
But if a kid snaps because they've just been treated and neglected
Yeah.
like this by other kids, that adds the question of bringing mental health into it and counseling and spending money on your children instead of spending money on other things, kind of thing. Like this actually is a
mental
perfect.
health for both
Yeah.
kids, but
Yeah.
then it's like just look at what bullying does to a normal kid.
It's all
when they do
about
some weird shit
phrasing.
like that.
There's a
Other
girl
kids
I
would.
used to live in a building with back in the day, and she and I stay friends on Facebook, and she's been in the media a ton because there's something wrong with like her septic tank, and it's like making her kid sick, and she was going to like
That's
the
shitty.
city to get it fixed,
Yeah.
and the media caught
you
wind
do
of
that on
it,
purpose?
and
You said
Go
that's
ahead.
shitty.
I was trying to add some love. Ah!
Darius.
the
Darius
media
was-
caught wind of
I-
it, and now it's a bigger issue. Like
Caught
she's been
wind.
dealing with it.
I was just saying, I was like, I want someone else to catch that.
No.
This is why I've handled all the transitions tonight.
Hey.
Well,
Yeah.
more to be continued on all these stories.
Yes.
So now we're going to the news flash because there's so much to talk about. Ashley's going to keep us to a minute
Who wants my minute?
in
Who
total.
wants-
No, not just per person.
Oh, okay.
A minute in total for each of these stories.
Oh well, I mean, you guys can divide it up.
In fact, I will do also a stopwatch.
Darius is like,
Ashley,
take
would
my
you like to
minute.
introduce
who-
the first one, and I'll do a
Who wants my
stopwatch?
15 seconds?
Wait, I got dumb again. A minute
Bless
per
you.
person? Who was
No.
that?
A
What?
minute.
No,
In total,
a minute in
that was
total.
me.
15. Well,
Nice.
for many.
So Ashley,
All
you,
right.
and then you call on the person, and then we'll cut them off.
Okay. Omicron, 15 states, 40 plus countries have the Omicron variant. Everyone's wondering, is it worse or is it less potent than Delta?
Oh, you scared the crap out of me. Sorry.
They're saying that Pfizer may not be as effective against it as the other ones,
so good.
and I'm
Damn.
like,
I
great, that's
read the
me.
article.
Damn it.
I heard that Delta actually is supposed to be the more potent variant, and that even though Omicron has 50 mutations, it's still the lesser
I hope
of
so.
Delta.
This
Yeah,
shit
I've read
all
that.
sounds
It's-
like
it's-
Transformers.
I was gonna say.
Robots in
Duh.
disguise.
Omicron is here.
All right, we're good on that. We get that in 27 seconds.
Do it
I'm gonna
fast.
add two that I forgot to add to it. Real quick, New York City to require vaccinations for private sector jobs as well. What do you feel about that?
I
I
think
mean,
it's bullshit.
at this point, all of New York is wearing masks and getting vaccinated. I feel like in order to do anything in the city, you need to get one. So I'm not really surprised by this.
I don't think
Dude.
you should force your workers. I think they should get it, absolutely, but I don't think they should be forced to.
I say
Only
just
balls
force
on this.
everybody so world can go back to normal because I don't
What
care
else are
about
they gonna
people's
f-
feelings.
What
I
else
say
are they gonna
force
force
them.
you to do?
But yeah, but don't they make you
Balls
like
on
take
that.
the polio vaccine?
We're
and
all
stuff?
born having to take vaccines just to go to school.
Actually, I just met someone who whose family members
sorry,
or
baby
like
girl.
friends that they know actually died from getting the first vaccine.
I mean, there's always going to be some one in
Yeah,
a
there's a fringe
gazillion
case.
chances, but we're all born having to get vaccines, and eventually we're either going to have to live with this for the rest of our lives, or this is going to
Yeah.
become mandated.
Even
from
with the
birth.
vaccine, it's looking like we're gonna have to live with this for some time. so-
Probably,
Yeah,
yeah.
I
Well, because
agree.
not enough people.
'Cause we're not
5,
good at stuff as a
4,
country.
3,
Doesn't
2,
matter if you're vaxxed, you can still get it
1.
like me.
All right, next one.
Okay.
Oh, I got. Wait, hang on, real quick.
Oh yeah.
This is the last one I added. Sorry. The Biden announced today that the U.S. will
Happy Mother's Day.
diplomatically boycott the Beijing 2021 Winter Olympics based on China's mistreatment of the Uyghurs,
Whoa.
Taiwan,
Watch
Uh,
your language. Please.
You know what I'm talking about
He said
because
it, not me.
we've talked about the Uyghurs before. They're the Muslim minority in China that is literally being put into concentration camps. Like, it's a real thing. Their treatment against Taiwan, which we may be going into military action against them, against China with that. Crush the Hong Kong democracy movement. The tennis star Peng Shui, who came out speaking about how she's been sexually abused by a number of Chinese officials, and now she's missing but not missing because of all these propaganda videos. So all these things have come forth, and Biden says, well, he's not going to bar, like Carter did against Russia, the Olympians from participating. The U.S. will not have a diplomatic presence at the games, and China is saying that the U.S. will pay for it. What do you think about that? Start.
We're always on the brink of
US will
some big ass
pay?
problem with China. Who
They said
cares?
the U.S.
I mean, like,
will pay.
I care, but we're always doing this.
I think they're going to ban Spider-Man. I'm not joking, because that's where you hurt business and government, is in the pocketbooks. I'm not joking, because the media does pander to Chinese. That's why the Mandarin in Iron Man 3 was Ben Kingsley and not the actual comic book character, because they could not piss off the Chinese government that would have banned the movie, and thus revenue would have hurt the economy here. And I'm not just making that up myself. That was actually in the news. They're like, they could take action in starting to ban our entertainment, which is where the majority of
But
our
don't-
exports to China come
Don't
from.
we have enough people in the world that want to see Spider-Man shit?
Oh
The
yeah,
Chinese
we'll get
market
to
is
that.
huge for
Huge.
movies.
But
Well, they're still
also-
gonna
Huge.
bootleg it. They're gonna bootleg it either way.
They don't have the internet allowed.
Wow,
That
that's
was
totally
terrible.
accurate.
So
I mean, she's got a point.
Okay.
I'm not trying to be.
All right,
no,
reset. That was
that's
exactly
where
1
the
minute.
love Come from
All right, go.
Go ahead, Ashley.
No, you go.
No, we're back on track.
Okay.
30 seconds left.
Lauren Boebert
After we talk.
made racist
Boebert?
comments against Ilhan Omar. The video popped up over the weekend. Basically, Lauren implied that Omar was a terrorist and that she was afraid to be on the elevator with her. And apparently she's been going around telling this story at all of her events.
She's like, at least she doesn't have a book bag.
Yeah, at least she doesn't have a book bag, so we're good. Calling her black-hearted evil, the jihad squad.
we're still making these kind of jokes. That's
Who
white
are
people.
these
That's what we're doing. I'm sorry.
Start.
No, you got caught on camera. Like,
And of course, Kevin McCarthy, the head of the Republican minority, will not hold her accountable like someone should.
mess.
She's just being they're allowed to be
Massive
openly
eye roll.
racist because they're just waiting for Trump to come back and win
It's just
2024.
so petty and
Massive
awkward to
eye
behave that
roll.
way.
So
Yeah,
Let's
don't
be
limit
more
their
I
speech.
don't know.
yeah, that's exactly what they're saying. Basically, they're like, they can say whatever they want, and it's not racist. It's just, in good humor.
you know
Even
what?
though
No. It's literally called microaggressions taken to another level. Like,
But that's not even a microaggression.
Yeah, I know,
It's
that's what I'm
just
saying. It's on-
aggressive
it's on
as
another
fuck.
Right.
So awkward.
all right,
Like,
we
why
can.
does anyone want to look that stupid?
They don't
by
think that.
saying
Here's the thing. They
that?
don't
They
think
don't-
they do look
yeah,
stupid.
they don't think that's stupid. You can hear
Yeah.
everybody giggling in the audience, and she makes a face. Oh, when the moment she mentions her name, like they're on the elevator, and she looks at someone, she's like, "Yeah, I know, that's how I felt," kind of face.
Yeah.
It's
ugh.
just.
All right, time's up.
Next.
Next one.
Yeah, Darius on the same.
DeSantis civilian military. Shane, you want to take this one?
So Governor DeSantis of Florida wants to create a civilian military that would be under his control, not under federal control, that would aid like the National Guard and whatnot in emergencies and whatnot. Now, here's the thing, though. I did look into
Florida
it.
man.
A number of states already have this, including New York, Texas, California, Oregon, that are under the direct control of the governor and not mobilized after like a state of emergency is requested and declared by the president.
He's looking for $3.5 million
He
to
is.
put this together.
They
And
equipped Florida men with gators and Bud Light and tattoos.
my initial
guns.
response is this is how, because then they'll receive proper training, because after basically the Civil War, they no longer needed civilian militias for the most part, but they do, like I said, exist in certain states, including many blue states. My initial reaction is like, this is how the next insurrection doesn't fail, because you can train these folks properly. But once I hear like, okay, it's not exactly out of the ordinary, my instinct is DeSantis is a piece of shit. But then the logic is numerous states already have this. Is it any different? What do you guys think?
It's Florida. was a big difference.
That makes it different.
I feel like though there are some points
It's a
like,
shady place
in the
for
way that
shady
he's
people.
talking about it that it looks
Yeah.
like he wants it to do something shady on the side.
Exactly. And if Trump doesn't run, he's the heir apparent at the moment. And that says something when you think about January 6th.
Yeah.
Okay, next one.
Cuomo, no Mo Cuomo.
No.
CNN fired Chris Cuomo for basically helping his brother deal with the sexual harassment allegations earlier in the year. He did not go after his brother's attackers in the way that he should, as someone who's part of the media. So he was suspended and then fired after further evaluation. Basically, they were saying that maybe some of the staffers and the viewers were saying, okay, but he protected his brother, and some say, well, he shouldn't have done that. What do we think?
Well, I think
They have reported on it anyway because it's his brother, so it's already biased news.
Read your
Yes.
fucking
Right.
teleprompter. How about that?
But what happened is that he's been found out to have helped Melissa DeRosa, who was Cuomo's right-hand woman, investigate, find dirt to discredit these women.
That's
and
what
if you're not going to speak on it objectively in the media, which I completely understand because it is your brother, then don't also then behind the scenes go and help your brother.
Try to help.
So bye-bye, bitch.
I also heard that he got accused of something too, and he's like,
That's
I
what
didn't
I
hear that.
heard.
his
There's
next quote's gonna
multiple
be,
allegations.
"I'm Italian."
No, it's
Seriously,
just
I
like
did hear
What
that.
about it?
Gabagool.
Hey, you got the gabagool.
Like his brother said,
About a
I
bitch.
love
You
you.
want some brajol?
I touch you.
I'm Italian.
All right,
I did
we can move
seriously
on.
hear that
Oh.
he got accused of something.
All right, so I want to hear everyone's opinion about this next one. Are we getting the timer ready? Ready to go?
I'm wait after you announce what it is, then I
Okay.
hit the timer.
Dr. Oz is going to be running for Senate. Guys,
That's my reaction. Nope.
Yes.
Dr. Oz?
Is
Dr.
it on a
Oz is
tight
run.
budget of calories.
He's not that bad, right? It's better than
I
Dr.
mean,
Phil
I don't
running.
think he's terrible, but it's also kind
All
of
TV doctors suck. He's running as a Republican in Pennsylvania. He wants to be like a conservative Reagan era type
he
of
wants
Republican.
to be a conservative.
Which, fine.
Puts Americans
No,
first.
it's not.
Because,
It's not
his
fine.
entire
It's
life
not
he's
fine.
Worried about
I
everybody's
mean, Al
health and he
Franken
did
was
it wrong,
comedian,
COVID.
right? Wrote for Saturday Night Live. He was a.
It's just like
pretty
he'd sell whatever
That's
was on the
true.
TV show. So who
Decent
knows
one.
what his opinions are on
Everyone loves
anything.
watching him though, so I can imagine everybody's gonna love watching him as a senator.
Well, he's
Like-
likable enough, but like every other week, it's like Garcinia Convagina, take this pill. No, take this is the best diet pill.
Ginkgo
Drink
biloba.
coffee. Don't drink coffee. It was different every fucking week.
He's charismatic enough to probably make it
He's
past.
just an Oprah pawn. So
Here's the
maybe
thing,
he has
it's
politics
Pennsylvania.
along with Oprah, I'm down
Yeah,
for
that's
it.
also true too.
You take out Philadelphia from the equation, and it's Pennsylvania, which both that and the timeout gets of that. Next,
Okay, Governor Abrams, you want to take this one?
Stacey Abrams is running again. This time, hopefully, without the manipulation of gerrymandering and so on and so forth. She's running for governor of Georgia again, and she basically delivered Georgia for Biden. So, I mean, do you think she has a fair shot of actually winning?
She does. I don't think she will, but I think she has a fair shot.
I hope she does.
I think she's got a fair chance with Atlanta, basically.
Right. That's what's going to drive
Yeah.
the vote.
It's
I
Atlanta
don't-
versus the rest of the state, basically.
Yeah.
Right.
Like it always is. Like
Well, like
cities
it
are
is in
blue.
New York.
Yeah.
New York City and state.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, we can
All
finish
right,
with that
Shayna,
first.
talk
Best
about
of luck.
robot babies.
Exobots. They are man-made, half DNA, half robotic life forms, microscopic, that now have learned how to procreate on their own by gathering single-cell organisms, packing them together, and they form new
Kill them.
exobots. So these half
You got to visit.
alive, half dead, half alive, half AI microscopic creatures have learned how to procreate. We didn't necessarily teach them how to do that. How do you feel about it?
Everybody wants to get laid.
True that.
I think we can move on because Becca.
Yeah.
Okay.
Joke.
Okay. Next one. That worked. I'm gonna add this one. Tiger Wu. Real quick. Tiger Wu. Tiger Wu has announced that he will no longer, after his car accident that he got into months ago, he's doing better, but he has announced that he'll never be able to play pro again. Does anyone care?
Not really, but good for him, I guess.
Surprising.
I do a
but
little bit, but
Yeah, it kind of
Take a break, dude.
I care.
Do
But
something else with your life.
I saw some
What?
of the documentary stuff about him and all that, but like, I don't know. I don't know what he's doing. So
he
like,
was
was he,
bred
like-
to golf. That was his life.
He's lucky he
And
didn't
fuck
hurt
Perkins
other
waitresses.
somebody else.
was he under the
With his
influence
car.
again, or was this like a real accident? I can't remember.
Yeah, I mean that. I think he was under the influence, as far as I understand it. I may be completely wrong, in which case I feel very bad for him.
He's done this a couple
Here's
of
the thing.
times already, though.
He
That's
has
what's so
done it a couple of
concerning.
times.
He's gonna
but
kill somebody.
If
No
he was a
comment.
regular person,
He wasn't.
he'd be in jail. He's
Absolutely.
not a regular person, so what he can do with the rest of his life is inspire generations to break barriers the way he did.
In the right ways.
In the right way, though, maybe. I
Not
hope.
breaking
I don't know,
barriers
Darius. What do you
is
think?
hard.
I'm gonna extend this time. What do you think? Darius's face says extension.
No, I'm saying I guess he broke barriers, but I mean not because he was trying to. Like
Yeah.
He drove cars into them.
Tiger Woods
Oh,
is
that's
very
fucked
much
up.
like the Asian OJ. Like I don't know. Like he's just
Yeah.
he's like I'm not black. I'm Tiger. Like
He's
True.
Blasian. He's Blasian or whatever he said.
yeah, he's
The
on,
Asian-
like Mariah. He's
the
like
black-
Mariah Carey.
The
Black
black
on Asian.
delegation. The black delegation would like to claim Tiger Woods. Remember that, Darius?
I do
I always
remember
wanted
that.
to say this. I always wanted to say this.
Oh, I
For,
miss Mo
for
Def.
shizzle. For shizzle.
Ashley, do you
What he says.
get that
What he
reference?
No.
Look up when we're done on YouTube Chappelle
Chappelle
Show
Show.
Race Draft.
Oh,
Race
that's
draft.
like
That was
it.
such a
Watch
great
Chappelle.
episode.
You need to
Oh,
watch it. It's
hilarious.
fucking
That was
hilarious.
Hilarious.
It's
Okay,
really
so
good.
this is even more
Wu-Tang.
hilarious. Okay,
Oh,
woman is
Hannah.
on a Delta flight. Okay.
Oh, he's about to
Syracuse
start.
Atlanta.
Hang
and
on.
She is breastfeeding
Hang on.
her cat.
Don't look.
mid-flight and
You're
refuses to
perverted.
stop, even though
It's time for
the
your
flight
medication, baby.
attendants keep telling her to stop,
Aw.
and apparently the cat was screaming for its life.
Maybe it wanted milk.
Lady in 13A, stop feeding your fucking cat.
I wish I was sitting next to that woman. I would have been like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
So,
Okay, so like,
apparently
does
they
anyone
thought
have
it
a
was
video
baby.
of it?
Just like what's
I
her
tried
name
to
on,
find it. I couldn't find one.
NBC.
Apparently, there's just text from when the pilots are texting the people on the ground. So there's just a message that said like the lady in 13A won't put like her cat back in the carrier.
But the
They
video
did think it was a baby at first because the cat is hairless.
God.
Yeah.
And
The
it was
video-
like
My
wrapped
wife
up.
told me
But the
this story.
video I found to send you guys, because I saw it on Real News, but they never posted it. This person who researched it in the video I found other instances. This is not isolated.
Of like other people or like just
I
her?
mean,
Other people
cats-
have.
Cats are like your baby. I
Fucking
don't
people
know.
are
I don't
stupid.
know about
Bex,
that.
I
would
don't
you
know about,
would
like-
you
No.
breastfeed your cats?
But it's not your baby.
If
There's
I
a
was like
difference.
on
It's
a
not your fucking
deserted
baby.
island and there was
but
no
this
food
cat is
for
also
them,
screaming
You're on a
for
Delta
bloody
flight.
Murder.
All right, we gotta move on.
They don't have good snacks.
Max. Oh well,
I don't
that's
know.
why
My
she
cat
had to
tries
use
to
the cat.
suck on my clothes, and it's scary
But
because he still
that's-
thinks he's a baby. And I'm like, no. So I'm like, maybe that happened to her, but if the cat was screaming, that's weird.
No, she taught the cat to do this.
The
What are you
It's
cat
crazy?
probably all
want it.
lonely and stuff. You don't have to teach them. They try to do that shit.
This was
I
the
got my
type
cat
that
as a
went
kitten,
out.
and he tried to breastfeed off me way too many times. I was like,
Vax in the
Stop.
A3 is breastfeeding a cat and will not put cat back in its carrier.
Is that the cat? Is that the poor little thing?
Maybe he
Scroll
was
down.
like
Scroll down.
Scroll.
gone.
Scroll down. Scroll down.
Scroll.
Ugh.
That looks like a
He
He
hairless
looks
cat.
healthy.
Mm. Ugh.
It's because he's got
If the cat
human
was
milk.
screaming for its life, that's kind of weird.
Yeah, like
But also, you can't really force a cat to do that. So I think maybe the cat was screaming because the cat's probably used to doing that at home. That's what it sounds like. Especially if she's had it as a kitten. If they're removed
Yeah,
from their
which
parents at a very young
Is what I
age,
mean by she
they
trained
get
it.
accustomed to but they get accustomed to trying to breastfeed. Little
Sure.
baby animals will try to
She was
breastfeed off
trying
of
to get the
anything
cat
that is
to
like mom
latch.
to them.
That's right. She's
And
got to
it
get the
wasn't
cat to
working.
latch so that it
Look,
can calm the
my
cat
Santa
down.
is pooping and checking his list.
That's nasty.
Where I
the
check all my
incident
lists.
left the
Oh,
internet
that's
archived.
nasty. Okay.
I just need more information. That's all. I've not ever breastfed a cat.
And the last topic for
Okay, wait,
the
wait.
flu's flash.
Someone posted, should we try unplugging humanity and plugging it back in?
Yeah.
Slap it on the side for a little bit.
You can when these Xenobots take over or whatever they're called.
Oh god. Yeah, we'll never have to make
All
babies
right.
the old way
Once
again.
they make the
Spider-Man.
Matrix real,
I needed more than a minute for this. Spider-Man
You don't
No
get
Way
it.
Home is coming out on
don't
the
get it.
17th.
You
I
don't
got
get
my
it.
tickets for
You don't
Friday
get it.
and Saturday. Apparently, this
Twice?
is
Saturday?
and
You're seeing it back to back?
Okay,
Nah.
my dad doesn't
You're
know
the-
I'm seeing it with my friends, and don't tell him.
You're the reason why no one else
Can we
can
send
get
this to
tickets.
him?
I'm
Well,
selling.
apparently, people are paying thousands of
one of the
dollars
3
to see
viewers.
opening night. Which
People are also spending $5,000 to see Adele here at Caesar's Palace. Everyone is stupid. I waited to get my tickets for Saturday. I can wait 2 days and just not look at the internet.
Yeah, I agree with you. Okay, so my
To see
biggest
Adele?
concern is that like
I would not be
the
caught
internet
dead.
is gonna start throwing out
I like her.
spoilers. Not that the trailers haven't been spoilers enough anyway.
I mean,
Look,
just stay off
but-
social media. It's not that
We
hard.
all know
Hey,
Tobey
it-
Maguire's
it
in
made
it.
money.
We all know Andrew Garfield's in it. We all know
What?
Charlie Cox is in it as
What?
Matt Murdock.
What?
We all know.
Yes.
What?
We all know that Daredevil is coming back because of
Yes.
other stuff.
What about Hawkeye?
Well, we're about to get into that. We can finish this segment.
Ashley,
haven't
that's a
watched
segue,
it.
Ashley.
Oh wait, no, today's Tuesday. Never mind.
Hawkeye, which I have been watching, which I am now in love with Haley Steinfeld. I wasn't
Yeah.
before,
Now
but
you
like
were.
That's some good plastic surgery.
No.
she's that
Nah,
character.
she's just good looking.
That character, I love that character, Kate,
Wait,
whatever her
Kate
name is.
Bishop?
What
Hey,
movie
Yeah,
Bishop.
was
she's
she
so
in?
hot.
Okay.
I haven't
in
seen
a
the
movie
show, but
that I've
doesn't she
seen.
Do
look
you
like 15?
know? Do you know
Uh,
that Kate Bishop is supposed
She
to be
was
a
like
lesbian?
6.
23.
Oh, that's even better.
Wait, what?
You know that.
She was supposed to
So
be a
she
they're,
lesbian.
is?
they're kind of fucking it up. So if you look at the first episode, she's actually her mom's like, go upstairs and go put on that dress. She shows up in a suit.
Yeah.
So that's first sign number one.
Well, they added, what is it, the Young Adventures or whatever they're building up to? She'll probably-
Yeah, that
she'll
too.
probably
But
start
also, they did kind of
buff
fuck up
diving in that.
something. Apparently, her love interest is younger than she's actually supposed to be, so they won't actually be love interests.
Who's
so I'm
that?
kind of curious how they're gonna
Interest.
play.
Who's that?
I have to
Don't
look.
give me any spoilers.
Don't screen share. Just tell me the character in the show.
I don't remember. She's not there yet.
Check it out.
She's not in it yet.
Episode 3.
Anyway,
James
whatever.
breastfeeding his
She's a
cat.
Spanish
Anyway.
character.
Oh, you mean Echo?
No, not Echo.
No,
Echo's hot too.
Echo's not younger than she is, but
No, she's not. But Echo's
No.
hot in that show.
But Echo also leads to someone else.
I know.
yes, and I'm
He's in
excited
it.
for that.
Is Hawkeye
you've seen
really
it.
worth watching in any
It is good.
shape
It
or
is
form?
good.
Like
It is
the
fun.
actor character,
And-
like he's a nice guy, but I never.
No, it's good.
seen
It's
his
very well
character
done. It's
ever.
very well done. And Kingpin is back from Daredevil. You see his hand and you hear his voice in episode 3.
Oh, I'm in then. Yes.
However, and that's why Kevin Feige now came out and said that Matt Murdock will be back in the form of Charlie Cox. And the rumor is, and the set pictures that have leaked say that Matt Murdock is Peter Parker's attorney
Ernie.
in Spider-Man No Way Home.
Ooh, I like
He probably won't be Daredevil, and I think when they do have a new Daredevil show or TV or movie, it'll be like a multiverse version, so they'll probably race a Netflix show, but still have the same cast, which I'm okay with. It is what it is. However, Balls was watching Daredevil, and he's none too happy with the portrayal of his people on the show.
What do
Take
you
it
mean?
away.
Larpers.
Larpers.
oh.
Yep. So,
Oh.
in typical Disney fashion, they like to just go with the stereotype and not do any research whatsoever. And, we're all just, a bunch of nerds and sitting in our parents' basements and being virgins. And
Yeah, you're
running
sitting
around
in
and
your own
this is
basement. God damn
bullshit.
it.
So in the episode, he has
Well,
to
he was-
get.
he
So, yeah,
wasn't a-
so what?
he was a firefighter. But go ahead.
No. All the other people.
Oh,
in the
Darius looks
background-
like he wants to
Oh.
fight.
All the
Oh,
other-
oh,
all
see
the
the
other-
ding, ding, ding,
all the
ding,
other
ding,
people
ding.
in the background
He
were
started
horrible.
snacking. He started snacking.
And then the woman in the beginning is just like, here, put this on. And then gives the guy no direction, really. And it's just like, just read what that is. And that's it. And it's just like, that's just not how it is. That's just horrible.
Gotcha.
But maybe it was a bad LARPing group.
Also,
maybe yours
I
is just
kind
Do
of
LARPing,
a
do
little-
You
LARPing
can't
organs,
walk past here. It was Central Park, wasn't it? Like, come on. like,
Balls
you
was
don't walk
Balls text me. He was like, "This is fucking bullshit," and I need to
Oh,
talk
man.
about this. He is not happy about it.
No, go up and in on him. Go.
Yeah.
Do
Yeah.
it, man.
Demand an apology. Demand an apology right here, right now.
I
People
mean,
elbow them.
from ABC, from Disney, from all of them, from the I don't know who, from Marvel Studios, right?
yeah,
Marvel that created it, from the actor whose name I can't remember himself.
Jeremy Renner.
Jeremy Renner.
Yeah, not
Which,
like
by the way, when
getting
Avengers
some
first came out,
research.
did anyone ever think that Jeremy Renner would last long enough in the MCU to get his own show?
No.
Oh, Ash
You did?
I love Jeremy.
Character. I like him and stuff, but like his character.
I love his
so
plot.
fucking.
Wait, Dave's getting
boring.
mad that we're off topic. Dave's getting mad. Look at his face.
Oh, okay. Go back. Sorry.
No, in all seriousness, I think they did a good job. That's not the. I let Shane know that that's not the game that I play. Like, it's not like that. Ours is more, plot driven and story driven and all that. But there are definitely LARPs out there that do that. They literally meet in the park and they fight each other. And there are specific games where you take a shot to the torso when you're down, no matter what. The game I play is more hit point based, where you know how much damage you're taking, and then you have to keep track, and then so on. And then when you're at 0 or less than that, you drop to the floor. So, it definitely wasn't like Darius said. They said that most of them are cops and firefighters, which was pretty cool to show that it wasn't just like, hey, these aren't just nerds in your mom's basement, in their parents' basement. I thought it was well on that aspect. I kind of wish they would have showed a little bit of the scroll that he looked at and been like somewhat of his what's my motivation, right? That's what actors are supposed to say. But like what his background was. He just kind of like walked out there and trounced everybody, but it made sense for him to be agile and all that and kind of do.
He's an Avenger. Yeah.
Okay, but hold on. How did you feel about the moment where he's like, man, just, can you just let me kill you?
Yeah, because he wants to look cool in front of everybody.
Wait,
Absolutely.
but then Jeremy Renner's character just goes down and says, I defeated Thanos. And he goes, okay. Like, he had to internalize it.
He had to say, like, I refuse to let this guy beat me. And then he's like,
sorry, Bex.
Just ruining it for Bex.
He's like,
what's funny,
Wait, but we all know that Hawkeye defeated Thanos. So we know this.
Yeah, we've all
but
seen
I haven't seen
Endgame.
this goddamn episode yet.
It's cool.
Here's the thing. It's fun. We're not ruining anything for you. We're not telling you what. We're not telling you what he went to go get. We're not telling you what he went to go get. So what's funny is
the
that
scene is only like 2 minutes. It's not that long.
I watched the episode, right?
So
I finally got my friend's login for Disney Plus, and I watched the episode. I know this bastard's sick with COVID, so I texted him. I was like, I need you to watch this episode because I want to do a segment on the show where you feign outrage, and I want to see if anyone takes the bait. And today we were kind of like, shit, we feel like Tater probably would have been the one to take the bait the most.
Yeah.
But thankfully,
okay,
Darius took some bites of his snack, and he was like,
well, so I was trying to figure it out because I'm staring at him. I'm like, but they didn't do that bad.
No, they didn't.
And for me, I didn't watch the episode, so I have no idea what the fuck we're
Darius
talking about.
almost
I thought we were
blew it
talking
with
about
he was a firefighter.
yeah, I was like, shit, he's coming up with the point right now. But that's
why I had to switch. That's why I had to switch to facts. I was like, no, but she did this and kind of just blew him off. And
I was like, this bit is either going to work or it's not. And we ended up somewhere in between. So now we can move on to questionables.
But either way, I think it went well.
Did we have a questionable prepared? I can't remember.
I remember we were texting about something, and I can't remember what. Oh, yes, I do remember now.
You gotta go to bed.
It's a philosophical almost question. It's one that I posed to Darius in a way earlier, and then I posed this to Ashley. If sex bots, like actual real AI sex bots, become a thing where they have artificial intelligence, and people like in her, only with actual physical dolls almost, but that are interactive and can move on their own when not shut off, become your partners. Is that like morally? What's the gray area? Is that the same thing as like a dildo, or is it more morally questionable because they have artificial intelligence and then it becomes like almost like owning a person? Where do you all stand on that?
It's artificial. It's not real.
Yeah.
No. I feel like one is more.
That was your answer, Darius? Oh no.
My answer is that one was more extreme than the other. Like just putting a face and a body and everything to it versus like doing it on your own. Like I feel like there are different intentions.
Like if you name her or him and like
there's a face versus like it's a button with a battery.
and
Or
they're
is it
like they
cool
interact
environment?
with you, and their algorithm learns a little bit, but then you shut them off, you charge them,
I mean,
you
so
put
does your
them away
phone.
in the closet.
So does your
You
phone.
paid for it. It belongs to you.
Your phone does all that.
So you don't think there's any morally gray area?
It
I
depends
think
on
so.
how
No.
close it is to real life, like in the sense that, like, is this thing programmed to feel pain? Does it think that it can give consent? You know, if you're like
Yes.
having this thing that you're trying to
Yes.
torture, then yeah, it's wrong.
Have you
If it's
guys
just a
seen?
sex doll, like, have you seen what sex robots?
But if it's got
look
but
like?
if it's got AI and say like it thinks it's falling in love with you too, and then say you meet like a real boy or a real girl, and then that that the AI is basically shut down, put in the closet. Like, do you think if it became self-aware, it would have the right to kill that person because they cheated on them?
Skynet.
There's exobots and Skynet and shit.
Yeah, it's already too late. We're doomed. You guys keep thinking. Everybody
yeah.
thinks it's gonna be climate change. No,
Okay,
it's
wait,
robots
wait.
that
But
kill
it's
us.
programmed
anyone
to do
here
a specific
seen-
thing.
Has anyone here seen the show Humans? It's on Prime.
No,
I've
but
heard
I
of
do
it.
like Gemma
Okay,
Chan.
so that's
feel
exactly
like-
what it is. There's a point where there are two different bots, and one of them are for sex, and the other ones are like to clean and or go around the house, that kind of stuff. And eventually they start.
You mean women?
Like one of the kids develops a code that makes them have feelings and emotions.
Darius can hear you.
Bex looks pissed.
See, Darius was reading his text or
That I
something.
laughed.
I was. I'm sorry.
Oh, you
I
laughed?
Hold on.
Okay,
Missed
good.
it.
completely.
Did you miss
Darius
it?
missed it.
Hold on, hold on, hold
So
on. This
so
is
Ashley goes.
I'm like, what happened? Someone got
Hilarious.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah,
I
but
was
I'm the
like,
host too, so it doesn't make a
I
difference.
thought my internet was screwed up. All right.
There you go. There's your punishment. Oh, wow.
Ashley said that in the
No,
show.
Darius, you missed the joke. And she's like, unmute yourself, woman. She was like, in the show, there's the sex bots and the ones that do the housework and like are amazing. I go, so you mean women?
Oh God.
And everybody was just like,
I laughed.
I
but
started
he thought it was
laughing.
mad. That's what an angry woman looks like to you. That's
Yeah.
scary.
No, we're gonna laugh and shake our head, and then you're just gonna find a knife, stuck somewhere, and you're not gonna be able to move.
That sounds about right. Sounds about accurate.
Oh yeah. I'm not afraid because I'm 2,500 miles away.
Do you know the skill that
Muffin
comes
Man.
with throwing a chancla? It can detect you from any sort of distance.
hey,
What are
my,
you like a fucking?
my-
can you throw it from
No,
New
no,
York to Vegas?
my-
I
my
will
mom used to
gladly
give me
accept
that
it.
I'm
with her
Hawkeye,
slipper.
bitch. I could pull out my bow and arrow. Let's
I will
go.
take a shot in the face
No,
of Chancleta if you can do that.
Ashley, you gotta be a mom for that to work.
Yep, my mom
the
used to-
powers haven't kicked in
My
yet.
mom hit me
Oh,
from
okay,
around
I
the
get you,
corner.
I
I
get
don't know
you.
how she did
Well,
it.
That's
I'm
right,
just
you gotta
gonna
pop
take
out
my
children
Top Gun
first.
bow, and I'm gonna go to the roof across from his apartment,
Swear.
and I'm just gonna.
Just be like, hi, I'm Instacart. Here's my picture. You in the baby
He'd let
suit.
me in. He'd let me in.
Yep. Just from the
That's
neck
your
down.
hot
So
I'd
dog.
be like, I know that Maine. I know
From
that
the
Maine.
neck
I'm not
down,
letting
does
her
it
in.
know
Oh no, I would put on a wig or something. Put on like a small bob or something.
Borrow the red dress.
Oh, the red.
Okay, the red dress, you might get in. Okay, that's fair enough. You might get in with the red dress, yes.
Might.
You would get in with the red dress, yes.
don't
Be
say
like,
like
please sit here. I have
So
snacks.
Darius, you were kind of unsure, I think, of your answer. I'm not
No,
sure.
well, when you asked me the question, I'm just gonna read my text. I'm like, that's a tough one. I was like, because no matter how self-aware they become, not a living thing, right? That was my first thing. But then I moved on. I'm like, however, if it's self-aware, should you be able to program it, right? If it's self-aware at that point, should you be able to change its? And I don't think so. Should you be able to turn it off? If it's your partner, then I don't think you should be able to do these things to it, right? If it's really your partner, I don't think you should. But that's just me.
Fair enough.
So then it becomes real, and it becomes
It's
like
not
a person.
real.
So
It's not a
already
person.
real.
It's not
real.
A
It's
not a person.
toaster. A
It's
toaster is
encroaching on
real.
that, though.
Is it sentient though? No.
In Ghostbusters 2 it was.
Right. When they put
But
the
also-
So we're the little
in it.
gargoyle
To Shane's
thingies.
point, isn't it AI and it's developing and it's learning, and to a point we can't stop it from learning, and it becomes
just
Yes, we
pro- it's
can.
still
We can
just
blow. I am.
programming.
You guys think
Skynet, motherfucker. Skynet.
Darius,
Yeah.
these
Skynet.
little fucking things just fucking learn how to procreate.
Yeah, they learned how to do it by themselves. Like
We
no
need
one
to burn it.
told them
We
to
need
do
to
it.
take it into a lab. And
Skynet.
I need to
Yeah.
watch them burn.
Exterminate.
to-
But
But we
it-
won't.
Little robot.
But we won't
No,
because
Yeah, but we won't
What you
because
need to
we're,
do
we're
is-
dumb like that.
you need
That's
to
exactly
watch
why
them-
Skynet
Watch
exists.
them do
Or-
that and figure out how they
or-
did it, and then
Skynet.
stop them from doing that.
Maybe
Or-
an intern just fucks with everybody in the middle of the night, and it's just a big prank here.
Either that, or we're gonna get someone coming from back in time to destroy them, and then
What?
someone
No,
else is gonna come from
because
back in-
because
Or
you
from
won't
the
know that
future,
they came
sorry,
back
sorry.
in time.
Shane, that's
This
the
is-
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Don't worry, you won't know it.
The tech noir.
Oh, I
We
missed
would
it
not know that
entirely.
this existed
is
Delivery
wrong.
was bad.
if that worked. If that worked, they would have already gone back before it existed, so we wouldn't know it existed.
I'm sorry, but just looking at like Amazon's app, like that shit's awesome. So like, how are we not already there yet?
AWS was
I
down,
know,
screwed up a
right?
lot of
Smart.
things.
What makes you
we
think we're
probably
not?
Can.
It always works for me.
Huh?
Probably can what?
We
Yeah.
probably can like do
All
all the
confused.
stuff that we think that we can't do, and
Well,
we just can't afford it.
I had to research sex robots like 10 years ago when I, Shane, I was
Tell.
in-
Come on.
I was
She
in
had
a-
she had
what?
to research them.
For
So
a book
I was in
report.
a-
Tell us more. We want to
I was
hear.
in a playwriting
Book
like
report.
director combo class. Greg was in my class.
I was about to
Oh,
ask.
So one of the first plays I had to direct was somebody's like space robot fantasy like crazy combo loophole play thing that was like inception-y, and it was really fun. So I started looking into what like sex robots look like and like how my characters could like look like it, like costumes and how they could behave. And I'm thinking that robots would be kind of like far behind, but robots are super high tech. Like they already had robot heads that looked like people back then.
The real
Did
question
no one
is,
catch that face that Balls made?
Shane
No,
looked
I
like he
didn't.
moved towards this print screen button
Wait.
to
I didn't
I
screen
see
think
cap
that
it.
there's like, I got to look it up. Hold on.
what was the
Go
face you
ahead,
made?
Shane.
I'm not doing it again.
I
You'll
don't
have to
know.
watch
Alright,
it.
I gotta
I
go
don't-
back and watch it.
Shane
The
was
question
making weird
is-
faces too.
I
Also,
know,
like,
because my
if you're
question
an
is-
amputee, though, if you're an amputee, here's a good follow-up question. The technology they have now for like amputees and stuff, they can give you a robotic arm, right, and
Yeah.
have it detached from you, and you can just use your mind to move
Okay,
the fucking
Bucky.
fingers. You know what I mean? Like shit happens, Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
Go goose
I
that
love
woman
fun.
over there.
But like,
So
let's
here-
say you murder
I'm sitting
someone
over
with
here,
a
it's not
robotic
me.
arm, right? Do you go to jail? Does your arm go to jail? How much
Idle
strength-
hands.
How
But
much
also-
strength
Sorry,
should you
Jessica
have?
Alba.
Wait, but is your
Does your
arm
arm go to
programmed by
jail?
something else? Is it actually programmed?
But like,
you-
let's say you did it. Who's to prove whether it was you or something went
You
haywire?
could have been
What if
hacked
you
by China.
meant
That's
to just
right.
like gently?
China.
Yeah, you meant to gently choke your wife in the middle of like hot passion.
Yeah.
and
But
then
you don't
just
know your
choked
own
too
grip because you
hard.
can't feel it. Sorry, it's never, you know.
Here's the
Yeah.
real question.
You know what the
These are the
stranger
deepest
is?
questions in
Bex,
life.
if you were to ever find yourself single and a sex doll of Danny DeVito showed up at your apartment, would you or would you not partake?
I wouldn't partake because, like, why the fuck did it show up to my apartment? That's really scary. That's
'Cause a
like,
friend
isn't
gave
that
it to you.
kinda
Because
like
of how
questionable?
because of how popular this podcast is, and everyone knows around the world about your love of Danny DeVito.
And you have
Like-
you have an Amazon wish
Like
list.
it's knocking on my door, or it comes in a box.
Oh
Comes
no.
in the box. You open up
Comes
the
in a
box.
You open the
It's got
box
all
and it's
that-
like,
that
but
weird-
it's like a tiny box. It's like
Hair
a
stuff.
ball-sized box, where it's
Yeah.
like
It's a
No,
product.
the
no.
size of a normal box.
If you were like Paul Rudd or something else, yeah, probably. I would lie about it still. But the small box thing kind of just makes me think of Child's Play, and it gets really scary.
so.
So it has to be in like a 6-foot tall box.
So is there?
A little bigger than me for that. Like the real Danny DeVito, yes, robot Danny DeVito. I'm scared that it's gonna like stab me
Fair
with
enough.
a knife, not with a
Darius, would you, if you were a single man, partake in activities with a sex bot?
No.
What if she looked like
No.
Saneli?
No.
Okay.
No.
Balls, would you take?
Yes,
Okay.
100%.
Ashley,
People are crazy. Yeah.
even if it
no.
looked like
The
who's
second we
your
stop
favorite
recording,
like
yes,
celebrity?
yes. They all go yes.
Who's your favorite celebrity, Ashley? Like hot wise.
Okay. Good thing
Jeremy
this isn't a
Renner.
minute.
Huh?
I was gonna say, Jeremy Renner's the first one that's coming to my mind now, but the guy from Outlander.
So if the guy from Outlander sex bot showed
He
up,
looks
would
like
you
my
partake?
coworker.
Oh,
Like the nicest robotic vibrator cock.
I think a lot of times
Not
women don't
real.
want like they don't
Okay.
want the whole
Did you
body
say-
attached.
So it's 3 against 2.
Mm,
There's no tiebreaker because Tater isn't here. Or no,
what?
it's not about
Okay, so
tiebreaker.
I'm gonna ask, would you guys do this? I'm gonna read this article. Robot company offers to pay $200,000 to use one person's face and voice forever. A
How
Russian,
much? Wait, how much money?
They'd give me my money back.
200,000.
Oh
No.
yeah. Go ahead.
But at
Hell
least
yeah.
then you have a leg.
Oh,
Sure.
I want
Thousand.
The robot
200,000
murder
for everyone
somebody.
that's developed. How
No,
about
get
that?
out of here.
Here's the thing. Do any of us really have a legacy that's gonna last much beyond like the next
I
generation?
don't want to have kids, so go
Nope.
ahead.
There
I
you
don't
go.
have- I don't
I'm
have
I'm
any
not. I'm not
voice
gonna
for
have
it.
kids. Bex isn't gonna have kids. Balls is kids.
Wait,
Darius have
wait.
kids.
But
Ashley's
they
up in
have
the
to
air.
take your actual face, or
Yeah,
are
your
they just
face
gonna
and your
Yeah,
replicate
voice.
they
face?
cut your face off. No,
Yeah,
they're not
they're gonna
cutting
cut
your
your
face
face
off, Ashley. This isn't face off. They're
Nicholas
giving you-
Cage.
This isn't
John
Game of
Travolta.
Thrones.
He's
A
reading
girl
a
has
real,
no face.
a real article.
This is a real, yes, it's a real
Yeah,
article.
they
Yeah,
scan your
weird.
face.
They could be doing weird stuff with your face, and then like imagine like they like get to it really like early, and your family's just like seeing you like bobbing up and down on the side of the freeway doing weird shit. Like
It's like, do you want skeezy douchebag model?
Just
That would
to,
be me.
you know,
that
That's
would
But
be
a
what
me.
if like
answer
the robot is
Ashley's
programmed to
question.
rob a
That's-
bank?
The
the
one that's gonna
humanoid
open your door
robot
to you
will
and
feature
get
a
receive your
3D model
Instacart?
of the applicant's face and body. Oh, face
Oh.
and body.
No, just take my face.
Oh, so
and
they're not
put it
picking
in a
anyone else on
really
this
nice
podcast.
spot.
Do they have a
Applicant will
fluffer?
also have to record 100 hours of speech to be used for the robot's voice.
Do they have a fluffer?
Oh yes,
Not for that
yes,
Have a
please.
fluffer, I'm
Don't
good to
stop.
go.
I'm almost there. Yes,
Get it,
right
get it.
there, right there. To the left, to
Doritos.
up, down, left, right. A B
In the
B
box
A
to
B
the
B.
left.
You select start.
That's right.
Select start. Abort. Retry. Fail.
Left
Reboot.
bumper, right
Reboot.
bumper.
Control delete.
Battery down 10%.
Just finish already. Hurry
Well,
up.
since he said to just finish already,
I want to
it
watch
in
TV.
yet?
that was our podcast.
Please be sure to take that little clip.
That's a great transition.
Yeah, that's
All right.
the podcast today.
Darius.
Oh wait, are we really ending?
Just finish.
Yeah, it was perfect.
The human bladder can only hold on for so long.
True that.
Oh yeah, this is true. Well, it's been good catching up with you guys, and we're on for next week, right? Maybe.
We're on for next week. The episode
Maybe.
25 next week.
Maybe next
Year in review.
Rear.
Season 1 of Maybe Next Week podcast will come to a close next week. Year 1. Even though it's not a full year, but we started in March, so we're close.
Season finale.
The season
Season
finale.
Fin, fin,
Yeah, that's
fin,
right.
fin, fin.
That's right. What will the cliffhanger be?
Well, if we don't see you all tomorrow, wait, I messed that up. But anyway,
Ah,
it's been too long. It's been too long. But goodbye for
Have a
now.
nice
We'll see you
one.
tomorrow, the next day, or maybe next week. Peace.
So fucked that up.
Peace, peace. I
been a while.
always
He lost his
do. I don't know why
mojo.
you guys.
No,
You don't always do. You always get it right.
You
Then
always
try it
get
again.
right.
Robot.
You're
No,
nervous
we're not
today.
doing that.
Wait, is this robot Darius?
my God.
wearing?
Dun, 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 dun. Dun, dun,
Until
dun,
next
dun.
time, maybe we will learn if Darius is
talking.
real or not.
He was talking
Or
a lot this episode.
If he's going to be.
He always says, maybe we'll see you tomorrow, the next day, or maybe
Or
next
maybe
week.
next week. That is
There
what
you
I
go.
normally say.
See,
Thank
it's
you.
like being on the set of Wake and knowing Balls' lines when he doesn't.
that's right. Or 10 years later, knowing them.
Bye, everybody.
True measure of a
Okay,
man
bye.
is how he deals in the face of peace, but rather in the face of adversity.
You know my lines. That's wonderful.
With great power
My
comes
line.
great responsibility.
I was just
It's
thinking
my line.
that.
Say that. No, I
Just
say it
thinking.
too.